Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived. Welcome to your final table of the $1,500 Jackstar Super High Roller here at the 2026 APL Million. My name is Jordan Bromley, and I have a very, very special guest for you. We will have another one soon, but for right now, Billy the Croc Argyros, welcome to the stream, welcome to commentary. How are you going on this lovely day?
Jordan, what an exciting final table. I know most of the players here. I am very excited with this, and what a talented field we have here.
Now we've got 9 remaining. Obviously, our chip leader, Najim Ajez, we can see him with 36 million chips, and with around 123 million in play, he's got over a quarter of that. What do you reckon Naj is going to be up to no good on this final table? What do you reckon he's going to be doing?
Naj is a very, very difficult player to play against when he's got no chips. And now with all the chips, he is going to terrorize this table.
Now, you gave me a very quick rundown of the players that you kind of know from this table. You want to quickly let the guys at home know what experience you might have with some of these names. You can see them along the top.
Okay, well, Naj I've played with many, many times. I'll give you a little bit of story when he jumped in our high-low game. Very talented player, fearless, very strong, very talented. A couple of the boys I know from Stack Poker. I know Adam Sasenza. He's a very talented individual. I was talking to him actually at the break, and he played a huge pot earlier, which wasn't televised, where he lost to an ace in the river when he had kings for a huge amount of chips. But he's a very talented, and I think he final tabled one of the WPT events at Star a couple of years ago. And Tony Zhu, fearless cash player. If Tony gets some chips, my tip is Naj or Tony will win this tournament. If Tony gets some chips and he clashes with Naj, he will not back down. So that'll be very interesting to see.
All right, very quickly, just going to run through the chip counts. We've got Naj obviously up top with 36 million with the 60 bigs. Next, we've got Dylan with 28. Then running down the remainder, Ethan, Tom, and Timon, all relatively neck and neck. And then running down Tony with 19, Rod with 16, and our short stack is Herman Marchese with 6.3, and Adam hovering around that 15 big blind mark as well. Now, what were you playing today, Billy? What were you in the mix with? Unfortunately, you're sitting here, which means things mustn't have gone too well today.
Jordan, I was actually playing the main event, and I was building up my stack reasonably well, and I flopped 2 pair of aces up, and unfortunately I ran into deuce 4 of hearts, who made a flush on me, and he check raised me on the river, and I called it off like a slot machine, and that's why I'm talking to you. Unfortunately, I haven't done too well. If it was raining movie stars, I'd get Kermit the Frog.
Well, the thing is with slot machines is that sometimes they pay out. So sometimes you're going to win that one there, but not today, unfortunately. These guys, though, they are definitely paid out. $370,000 for the champion, but they've already locked themselves up $36,035 with a jump up to $50K when they finish in 8th. Pretty ridiculous payouts for this tournament, wouldn't you think?
Well, look, for $1,500 and as you just mentioned, $36,000 minimum now with a huge amount up top. They don't give many tournaments where you can invest $1,500 and achieve over $300,000 for the win.
Yeah, $370K.
Wow.
Pretty ridiculous. I remember when the main event at the APL Million wasn't even getting that much up top, and I will say that Reese Kelly has a comment for us in the chat saying, usually it can cost me thousands to get live poker lessons from Naj and Rod. Good to get some free content with them at the final table here.
There you go. Well, you're watching Naj, you can definitely learn a lot. Okay, German or German, I'm going to say German, just moved in with pocket 8, which is standard. He should probably pick up the pot. He's got 11 bigs unless he walks into a monster.
Yeah, rocking the Argentina hat, it looks like, with the World Cups on the side. Adam Sazenza waking up with the Ace-King offsuit. Big Slick has piled the chips in himself. Everybody's out of the way. Cards on their back. Let's see if we can get a relatively swift elimination on this final table. Potentially get us down to 8 very quickly.
Okay, we've probably got 52% to the 8s and 48 to the Ace-King at the moment. Let's see the flop. Adam, can he actually win a flip for once? If he doesn't, you'll see him complaining. Okay.
Alex announcing the all-in in the background. That's why we have a brief pause in the action. But let's see all 5 now. Calls for come on Adam out there. The flop.
Whoa, 3 clubs. We have a new favourite, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably 52% now to the Ace-King and 48 to the 8s with 2 to come.
Big flop and a bigger turn. As Jacks as well. Is this too many outs, Billy?
Too many outs. When you got too many outs, you end up out the door. Oh, what red 4. Adam's gone.
4 of hearts on the end.
He's going to...
I think Adam ever so slightly covered him, yet he's got an additional 4.6 big blinds, so we don't lose anybody just yet.
Okay,
we
well
don't
done,
lose anybody
Adam.
just yet.
Chip in a chair. Oh, look, unfortunately for Adam, the only luck he's had is bad luck. But he can come back from this. Adam's very patient. 4 bigs, unfortunately, he needs to double up a couple of times, but I've seen it happen many times in tournaments where you go from 4 to 12, 12 to 25 bigs, and you're back and rock and rolling.
Definitely an easy spin, potentially. If he's able to get that first one, he's going to be rolling along. If you guys have any questions for myself or for Billy in the chat, please feel free to send them through. Not promising you're going to get a good answer, but we'll get an answer nonetheless out there for you.
Well, we'll try our best, ladies and gentlemen. What about the numbers, George? Every year they just go up, right?
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We were getting a look at the main event today. As of today's flight, we were up over the 2,100 entry mark. And still with 2 flights tomorrow, I think it's probably going to get close to that 3,000 entry mark in the main.
Well, I haven't seen one event that hasn't really gone over. And last year, I think we had 3,375.
Yep.
So
I'm going to be close. It's going to be close.
Honestly, I'm going to say because tomorrow's going to be a zoo. It's a public holiday here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's a public holiday. We've got 2 flights, and we had over 600 entrants today, still going. So tomorrow, I think we're going to get 3,400 plus.
Wow.
I think we'll break the record, and we're going to have another big payday of over 750,000 for the winner.
Well, we already have the mini high roller on in the background, those ones with alternates as well. There's so much going on here. We needed to get this one down to a final table quickly, and quickly they did, I will say. Obviously, getting a look at the stacks at the top, we're playing with 300, 600 blinds. Those are set to go up in around 3 minutes' time. We're going to be playing 400, 800. So that average stack is going to decrease back down to sub 20 big blinds. 14 million is the average right now. We've got Jin Nicholson saying, great stream. Aussie and Brownie are watching from the stream from Port Hedland, WA. And when I'm home, I'm going to bury myself in the garden and pretend I'm a carrot. So we've got some weirdos in the chat, but that's all right. Now, when did you actually get to this series, Billy? What was the first event that you played? Was it the horse event?
I actually did play the horse event. Yep, the Heroes, actually. Normally known as horse, but we changed it to Heroes.
Yep.
I arrived in on the Sunday. Unfortunately, I got couldn't check in the rooms. I didn't play the first event.
Yep.
Came and played the Heroes. I bubbled the monster stack.
Oh no!
5 away out of the pot limit Omaha. So I've been getting there.
Sounds like it hasn't been the funnest series for you.
Look, it's okay. Look, I was in the Jackstar obviously yesterday, and I was going really good, and I felt really confident, and I ran kings into aces, and that took me out yesterday. I played.
Were you in the money?
No, missed out on the money.
Yeah.
I was going really good. I was actually very comfortable, and I was very happy where I was going, but unfortunately ran kings into aces, and I had to call a few all-ins for like 6 bigs, 7 bigs with king, queen of spades, and I ran into queens, ran into kings, and unfortunately that's what poker's all about. Okay, let's get back to the action here. We've got Dylan with the big blind of ace-jack.
Anthony.
Small blind's Anthony, so Anthony will probably try to limp here. He has, and he'll get jammed on for sure by Dylan.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a pretty swift request of the triangle here from Dylan. He's been relatively aggressive on some of the shorter stacks. Obviously, he's had Naj on his right earlier on, so Naj was doing a lot of the opening. It meant that he had to do a lot of the folding because he wasn't able to fight back. And maybe we're not actually going to see an all-in. Looks like we're going to see a raise up to around 2.2 million instead, but same thing.
And Anthony will fold
Same
like
result.
an accordion.
Yep.
He's only got 16 bigs. If he had a decent hand, he would have raised himself.
Exactly.
He's trying to get a cheap flop and see if he can outplay Dylan.
Got a couple of questions from, firstly, 5Bet Bluff Troy McLean. You would obviously know Troy from playing a little bit with him in Melbourne, maybe. But he's asking, who is value in the AFL finals?
Okay, obviously not the Sydney Swans anymore.
Well, it's very funny. We have our very own Dean Cox from WA. Has been playing
I've
the
known
series.
Dean.
He's been here the whole time, and he's been getting nothing but Sydney Swans questions the entire time he's been
Of course,
here.
he's not the coach, guys. No, Dean Cox is not the coach. He's a poker player here from Perth. And he does look like Moses. He came down with a couple of 10 Commandments.
Oh, yeah. Great big bushy beard. Anyway, yeah, who you got in the AFL finals?
Look, everyone's tipping Brisbane, but I think Freo's got the score on the board, and currently at $3.20 on Betfair. I actually had 5,000 on them today, believe it or not.
Oh, wow,
Thinking that they were reasonably valued. I thought they should have been about $2.75 to 80 chances. They're going to get the 2 home finals, I believe, and I just think they haven't lost a game all year at home, so there's no reason to start using now. Adam's going to be all in here, ladies and gentlemen, with the pocket 10s.
Yep. Definitely, as I like to say, going to be requesting the triangle. Firing in the jam, I would think. Can never be folding this one off 4.6 as the shortest stack. Not
There he
really
is.
any ICM factors. He just wants to try and get the double.
And obviously Tony will probably call in because he's only got a small amount.
It is interesting because Rod does not really have a stack in the big blind that can put too much calling in off the 16 big blinds he has. But if Anthony does find a call and we see the 16 blinds get ripped in, he's going to have a bit of an awkward decision to make, right?
Correct. But playing at this time, people know there's pay jumps, so they're happy not to gamble and isolate other people unless they've got a strong hand themselves. I think Tony will call. I don't think he'll rip it. But let's see. He knows Adam's very conservative as well. And they played with each other a lot. These are the stacked boys, as I told you. And we had a Centurion, Andy.
Yep, Quinn Yang, Andy taking that one out as well as we see the King Jack folded.
Great. Well, I told you, he's got a lot of respect for Adam. He knows Adam's not in there. He's probably thinking he's probably ace high and he's behind, so he doesn't want to gamble because his chips are very important at this stage. Now, Rod, believe it or not, I think he just has to call here.
Yep.
You know, he's got king 4. He hasn't got a very good hand.
The issue is that it's for a third of his stack.
Yeah.
So he does decide to let it go, and we're going to see Adam up to 7.1 bigs off the back of that.
Okay, there we go. Now one more double up, and he'll go over to 15 bigs. Well done, Adam.
We've got a couple of people saying that Frio was probably a bad call given their history at the MCG, which is definitely a factor.
Okay, that's 100% correct. However, they'll probably play, if they can play the 2 finals at Optus Stadium, which is what's going to happen, when the MCG on grand final day is probably corporate day. It's not where you get all the members coming, and the most likely scenario is they'll probably end up playing Brisbane at the MCG.
And then that'll be okay.
Which is a neutral ground for them as well.
Yep.
Obviously playing Hawthorn at the MCG is a little bit tougher, because that's their home ground. So if they can knock out Hawthorn in the first final, which they'll be playing.
Well, I'm going to unfortunately differ from your opinion there because I'm a Hawthorn man.
Okay.
So I'm going to hope that Hawks are able to upset Frio over at home. That'll be amazing for me. And then hopefully Hawks are going to be in the grand final. Obviously, we've got one of the youngest squads in the Premiership at the moment. So we're going to see how they go in the AFL finals. Obviously, they haven't had the best run towards the finals, but that last thumping of West Coast made me feel a little bit more confident. Who are you supporting in the AFL?
I don't vote for anyone anymore.
Okay, right.
I used to vote for St Kilda when I was younger, and I started been betting on the AFL for over 20 years, and I've had normally pretty good success on betting in the AFL. I used to be regarded as a reasonably good judge. Unfortunately, all the young kids, similar to poker, they came out with all the artificial intelligence, and there's a lot more individuals there.
A lot tougher, yeah.
They're a lot tougher, who've got the markets a lot more correct than I do these days. But take me back about 10 years, and I was very confident I had the right side most of the time.
All right, amazing. Now, I'm really sorry, guys. I'm just going to press pause on the stream. We're just going to mute for a moment. I'm going to run out and grab our third guest, or second guest, should I say. So we'll be back relatively soon. In fact, Billy, you just want to cover the action while I'm gone.
All right, no problem. Jordan's about to go out and get our next commentator. We'll see who's coming in. Surprise, surprise. Okay, Jaman passes. Now, what do we got here? We've got 15 bigs plus 1. He'll probably fold. Good fold. I think Ethan should fold as well. Adam's got ace-king. Here we go. Well, Adam's going to rip it. He's got 5.3 bigs. This will be going in. Adam's going to rip the ace-king here, Jordan. Jordan's back with our commentator.
Ace-king goes in.
Oh, it's Johnny Chan. No, sorry. Thank you. Jordan's passed me a lovely water. We've got Didier about to sit down, ladies and gentlemen. I've known Didier a very long time. Very talented individual. Very talented. Played with him a few times. Cash games and tournaments. Super tough individual to beat. We're going to have some Warwick stories. What do you reckon, Didier? We'll have some Warwick stories later on.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Pleasure to be here. Thank you for the intro, Rocky. I bought the boys some waters as an apology for being late. I nearly missed an elimination. I was sweating along in the car, so that would have been embarrassing. But no, we're here.
We just discussed it. And Adam's all in again.
Yep.
And if he wins this, he'll move up the ladder a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to get that one through. Up to 7.8 big blinds. We've got 6 or 7 players sub 20.
Wow.
But part of the reason for that is that Naj has around 60 bigs himself. Before he had 60 bigs, the blinds have now gone up. He's got over a quarter of the chips in play.
Yeah.
So, Didier Glenn, have I got that correct?
I had the pleasure of playing with him yet again last night. We battled a lot in the last year or so, both in Vegas and in Australia. And I had it versus Naj, but I couldn't hold versus Naj. You know, you have to do both against Naj. Some would say the ladder's more difficult. No, he's very good. He's one of the best in Australia at building dynamics. And,
Would you say his Hold'em, his PLO game's better than his Hold'em game? Or do you think they just equally as good?
I don't play PLO tournaments, so it's a little tricky. But what I would say is that PLO, high-stakes cash players who play PLO, you've probably seen this as well, have a fantastic transition to no-limit Hold'em tournaments. I've never really understood the relationship between them, but it has to be just their hand reading, their ability to transition between games. And, you know, Naj never plays Hold'em cash, but he comes here and he plays so well in Hold'em tournaments.
And he's got an amazing record too in tournaments, as we know.
Yeah, I think he's already in the top 20 on Hendon. Or he's just cracked the top 20.
I think if you asked Naj, based on the results that he's had in the PLO tournaments this series, he's a much better holder. Oh, it looks like we've got Ethan here, 17 bigs under the gun. One's going to find the raise to 1.6 at this 800k blind level. Sunglasses on, looking very, very professional. Now, Didier, we had a quick chat with Billy
hold on
a couple of the players
Dylan's
here.
woken up with a couple of Germans. Nine.
Deary me, mate. It's only been very, very quick in this one, and you're going to get us cancelled on YouTube.
No, we're good here. Pair of nines here.
It's
Dylan's got it. It'd be interesting to see. What would you do, Didier? You know, you've got to worry about the pay jump. Do you just call? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting down looking at all the stacks, but obviously they're so close between one another that it is actually a more difficult position than it might present to someone who'd be looking at this in an ordinary situation.
And now here comes Naj.
Oh,
I think it was a cash game. Naj would call, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just folds here. He's got the A7 of diamonds. He's out of position. He was on the button. I think he would call, but out of position, I think he would fold.
Well, we've got option A, call, option B, fold. Do we ever see option C?
I wouldn't expect Naj to fold here. I think he's going to find the call given how deep he is and just want to.
Here is option C, guys.
No, Jordan, you're too good.
Naj does find
must
the
have a read on
chance.
Ethan just snap folded the ace as well.
And now what does Dylan do? Dylan is actually sitting second in chips.
Wow.
So
and there's a dynamic between Dylan and Naj. They were battling all of yesterday, but he's still gonna. I think Naj has really sharply just understood how close these stacks are and how much pressure he can put on everyone with a hand that's always going to have equity. And that just shows Naj, you know, like he's just willing to put the chips in and just bully them like that. And that's why he's going to put himself in a position to try and run away with this. He's only got 50 big blinds, but it's so far away from all of the other stacks that he has such an opportunity now while we're nine-handed to try and get as close as he can to try and win this one.
You see, I would have ripped it. I would have passed and just let them try to fight out and move up $14,000 in the pay chain, but unfortunately, Naj, you know what? You want to go for all your chips? Let's go.
And it's very exciting to watch a tournament where Naj has the chip lead. Obviously, we know him to be such an aggressive player, but usually we don't get to see it. Because that obviously, with very high variance aggressive plays, it's going to lead to either chip stacks like this or spots where you probably don't get to see him with chip stacks like this, right? And more often than not, we don't get this. And with this being here, I'm excited to see if he is going to invoke option C a lot more in this final table.
Adam again.
He's had ace king 3 times now.
He's had ace king 3 times. You're right. This is the 3rd time. He lost it with the 8s, and then he's ripped it twice and got up, and he's going to rip it again. He's not calling with 7.8 bigs. Okay, Didier. Besides Naj, who else do you think can win?
Wow, there's a lot of names on this table. You know, someone like Tom Amir might not be known to everyone, but he's worked a lot with Cooper, and I feel like he's that guy. He's ready to have his breakthrough score. He's a really talented player. Thinks about the game very well.
He's from Sydney, right?
I believe so, yes. You've got some of the more talented recreational players, who I would include Adam in. I would include Dylan in, Sydney and Adelaide, respectively. Adam, once upon a time, my Aussie Millions roommate. And who else have we got here? Tony Shu.
That's my tip. That's my tip. That's my dark horse.
The current champion of the APO main event down at Poker Palace this year. So, I mean, he's having a fantastic year. I've seen him playing in some of the Triton events as well. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might have been the Triton 1 series.
Right, okay, cool.
But still, Triton nonetheless.
Tony is one that will not back down from Naj. So I'd love to see Tony get to about 30 bigs, because then it won't matter. If Tony thinks he's got the best hand, he'll go with it.
Well, I have a little bit of additional note to make about Tony and Naj. If you get a look at the top of their stacks, both of them actually have the same figurine, which is from a video game known as PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, really?
So I think they might be friends. I think they might be friendly, but I know for a fact that Naj and Tony are going to take no prisoners when it comes to sending chips into the middle of any.
Naj and Tony have actually clashed a lot in big cash games.
There you go.
Okay, so you're 100% right, Jordan. You've got it spot on. Got it spot on there, man. So they have fought with each other a lot, and they know each other's pretty well. Here we go. Naj, wow.
Yep.
That's, oh my goodness.
Timon wakes up with queens.
Well, he can't fold that.
Can't fold that. He obviously has to think about the short stacks, but I think he's going to obviously know that this just has to always go in.
Okay. Now, so he's a big favourite. What do we got? 82%?
Yep.
80%?
It's going to be a roughly 80-20.
He's not even suited. With 7-8 suited, he might have been 21-22, Naj, but here he is.
Naj with a bit of a giggle,
Obviously 19%. Please hold the queens. It'd be terrible. You get in there with queens on such a situation.
Can we get a sweat at least? Can we get like a 6-5 flop for a sweat?
No, don't do it to him. We all these guys are brutal, man. These guys are brutal. Guys got in there with queens against 8 high. All right, here we go.
Tell us the equity once we see the flop as well. So
I'll try. I'll try. Wow. I don't like his chances at all. I reckon about 3%.
Single digits, yeah.
Maybe 3%.
Turn card, either calling for the 9.
Oh, no.
4 outs once. How good do you run, Najim Majez? Let's find out on the river.
Don't do it.
Surely not.
Oh, the deuce of spades. Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Imagine for 7-8 of spades.
It's actually a pretty big pot. We're going to get a look at the chip counts momentarily, but I believe Timon actually had around 15 million. So that was good for almost 20 big blinds. So with that, I think he's going to take himself up over 30 and over 20. So he had around 11 million to start. So yep, all of a sudden Naj can't go as wild as he probably would have liked to.
Spot on, Jordan. Now all of a sudden, you know, Timon's gone from the doghouse to the penthouse in one hand. And in this game, always picking up big hands in the small blind, big blind is where you make most of your money. If you raise up front, people are worried that you might have a big hand and people can play around you. Normally you get raised in the cutoff, the hijack, trying to steal your blinds. If you wake up with a monster in the small and the big, there's a lot of times they've got to call it off because the money's in. You know, the guy's got 12 bigs, you've already raised 3. It goes in, they've got to call off 8 bigs or 7 bigs. Diddy, have you done any good so far in the series?
I have bagged for the main event. I have a 63k stack, which is just 2 start stacks.
Was that last
Show off.
No, that was Sunday. I cashed the Jackstar last night in 54th for about 500.
Yep, we saw you on stream with Naj at one point during that yesterday. Actually.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a really good table, a lot of hands. We're asking you guys for your opinions at a certain point, trying to yell and say, "Here you go, what do you think about this?"
Oh, yeah.
Naj was punting off his king queen. we need the deep blue academy.
That was the queen spot, right?
Yeah. But I was about to say, it's going to be fascinating now if we get to see a fold around to Naj's button and how the relationship between him and Timon goes now, because I hope I'm pronouncing that for Timon. I know he's been around the block for a long time. He's a great player.
I think you've nailed it.
Yeah.
As I said to Jordan earlier, this is a pretty talented final table.
Yeah.
You know, I said, Najjar's very good. Timon, you said, is good. You say Tom Amir from Sydney. I don't know him that well, but I've heard very good thing. Tony Zoo's a beast. Dylan is pretty solid. So the only person I really don't know is Rod Batoz and Jaman. Is it Jaman Marsh? He was a German.
I believe it's Herman.
It's Herman.
Herman, yeah. Herman. That's what somebody said in the chat earlier. Okay. Very quickly, comment from a couple of people out there. Big spot, Timon is a very good player, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he goes. Thank you for the comment, Silly Horsey. Also some other guys making comments about Naj's A7 rip. Pretty confident that he's going to be doing more of that, even with Timon having that stack. Got Last saying that Adelaide always crushing at the APL Millions. Yep, plenty of faces. Obviously, Hui Yang taking out the Centurion. Yep. And Nick McLean saying, is that Joe Hasham in the booth? Not quite. We've got Billy the Croc Argaros and Didier Herren in the booth with us right now. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
I played golf with Joe a fair bit. Unfortunately, that's when I catch up with Joe.
I actually heard that there were a few gentlemen playing golf this morning. Did you guys cop any golf invites for this morning's game? I think Ken Demlakian's name was thrown around. Yeah, me too, yeah. I need my beauty sleep, as they say.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, it's going to be fascinating to see the relationship with Naj is still in hand and Timon's still in hand, because Timon is actually the guy who Naj needs to go after now. Because Timon is in the spot where he should be sort of bullying these stacks as he's going to be trying to do now on his left, but he's very handcuffed by Naj. So it is interesting now, even though it's a hit to Naj. Naj has almost more of an opportunity to open into his stack when he won't be jammed on as much.
The other side of the fence is Timon's also got position on Naj, so I like Timon now because now they both got a lot of chips, so he gets to play position on 75% of the hands.
Well, he's got a very high risk premium. You know, he's basically got the highest risk premium, as we call it, against Naj. He won't want to be playing a lot of hands because it means so much to his equity and his potential payout every single time he's losing chips. Whereas
Now, Adam should check raise here all in. That's what I'd be doing.
Just find check jam
off
with that, huh?
7.3 with a gutter and a flush draw, I don't think there's really another play, no. Especially when he should understand that Simone should be c-betting here at
Everything.
almost a pure frequency.
Yeah. And even though he's got only 8 high. Yep. Well done, Adam.
He actually has fold equity.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Well
and
done,
it goes,
Adam.
snap
And if he
fold
hasn't,
from
he got
Timon.
four, he's got some outs,
Yeah.
correct?
Pretty wild. He goes from having 5.2 big blinds to actually going all the way up into 6th in chips.
How was that? 4 bigs. Remember? We said he was out of the tournament. He just lost the flip. And now he's now gone from up to, would you say 5th or 6th? 5th.
6th in chips,
yeah.
yeah.
Well done, Adam. Well done.
Now that room in the background's going absolutely crazy. Main event is hectic. Did you have any plans to try and play that mini high roller today, gentlemen? I think the alternates are chilling at around 300 people. Yeah, that one went absolutely crazy. There was
might not have the
100K.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Decision to.
there was a 100K guarantee that was cracked before the tournament even started.
Now I'm done for the day. I'm going to come tomorrow with the public holiday, and I'm going to try to come into this zoo and see if I can get a seat.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck is what I'll definitely need. So I'm going to commentate a little bit, and then I'm going to go have dinner with my good friend Curly Seal.
Oh, wow.
That's
Amazing.
it.
And will you be playing the 5K at the end?
I'll 100% play the 5K.
Awesome.
Yep. Now, obviously, you were mentioning that you're playing down at Stacked. Probably, are you based down in Adelaide now, Billy?
Everyone keeps thinking I'm from Adelaide because I'm always there.
Yeah, you are always there.
They go, what are you doing? Yeah, I live in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I live in Melbourne.
Is that the same for you, Dids? Sydney?
I've actually yet to be into Stacked. I've heard great things. I watched Crocky on TV there. That's probably why people get confused.
Yep.
And that was a really entertaining treat today, actually. I love
Oh, you like that? Oh, look at this hand. Oh, wow.
A couple of hands here. Adam with 14 big blinds himself. Rog has jammed in the ace jack.
But the
And those queens, Lady Gaga's peeking their head out once again. Are we going to see Adam send this one in from the
I don't think
small
so.
blind?
he's
if
in the
Ethan
small
sends it
blind.
in?
Once the queens put it in,
Yeah,
I think
once the queen's put it in, Adam will fold.
this hand class is just never doing well multi-way. We always want to be ideally heads up with this kind of range.
Where is Ethan? What's he thinking of? Yep, he's going to rip
He's
it.
thinking
and
of
then
Vegas and the
Adam's
Mirage.
passing.
Is what he's
Swing of
thinking
Vegas, the
of,
Mirage,
yeah.
dollar signs.
All right.
And it goes.
What
Adam
have we
with the
got?
eyebrows
We've
raising.
got 30%.
And it goes.
Yeah.
And now we have a chance to potentially get down to 8. This time, it is the queens, and the ace-jack, I think, is going to be at risk. So, time to see what poker gods have in store here.
They're lining up the barriers.
To the races.
All in the all on the Jackstar final table.
But Alex cheering, not cheering, announcing the all-ins on site. That's why things are taking a moment for the cards to get turned over. And that is going to keep the anxiety high, keep the cards really nice and slow coming out.
I'm sitting there watching this. I'm not even got involved, and I'm nervous with the guy. Seriously, like you've got queens, you want them to hold up. Normally in these scenarios, I see rag, and the ace from space comes on the river, and you feel better.
How about an ace in the window?
Ace of clubs, followed by the
Ace, 8-5, and only 2 clubs, so no backdoor flush draw to worry about from these queens. Just needs to fade ladies, turn, and river.
10%, we're down to 5%, 20 to 1 chance on the river.
Will he
Queen of
find one?
hearts.
No visit from Lady Gaga. 8 of clubs on the end. Full double for the ace jack, and we continue moving now a 2.5 big blind stack.
Every all-in is just money.
Oh, he's walking away. I don't think he's all in. I don't think. I swear.
Unless we have different stats.
No, I've got a funny feeling he's going to have about. He's still going to have a couple of blinds.
Yeah,
not a lot.
That's what it looks like.
No, he's not actually walking away. I believe that was the play with the ace jack.
Oh, sorry.
He was utilizing, as we like to say, his backpack equity. He had everything ready. He was ready to go, but no, ace in the window. Sit back down, sir.
The old,
understands
the
backpack
old, the old stand up and walking out the door routine.
Nothing more powerful than really believing it.
Now, off the back of the question regarding where you guys are based, how much poker traveling are we doing these days? Obviously, are we just playing poker in Australia? Are we venturing overseas? Kind of what's the schedule been like as far as in the mix that we've been?
I'm trying to do the major Vegas events, so I play WSOP in the middle of the year and WPT in the middle of the year, and then I'll try and play all of the events. So the rest of the year is pretty busy for me. After this, I go straight to the Irish Poker Open at Poker Palace, WPT Australia, Vic Champs. I think there's an APT in Sydney after that, and then, back to
Did you? Are you playing the APT before the Vic Champs at all? Any of the events there?
I think I'll be a little bit tired after the full WPT schedule. We've got a lot going on in Sydney. So I'll definitely be there for the APT event in Sydney, but just a little bit too much travel there. And I think I'd be staying in Melbourne for like a month if I did that. So
it's a pretty good time to be playing poker in Australia.
It is. I mean, if I was in Melbourne, I would be playing it.
Honestly, it's scary. I love poker as a hobby, so I don't play all the major events overseas. I used to go to the World Series all the time, as you know, Didier. I went in 2024 and I won't be going back again. I'm gone from Billy the Croc to Crocosaurus. But
Oh, it was great to see you there. You know, I grew up, you know, particularly seeing you on like the ESPN highlights with your actual crocodile and like those events. And I think you really lended yourself to that era of poker that we all loved with the characters. And we do lose a bit of that these days with our hoodies and stuff, you know. I try as much as possible. I'm they'll always be talking. And I just always look up to people like you in terms of really pushing the popularity of the game for the people who got into it around the time I did.
Look, back then we never had shot clocks. They weren't required. People would play their hands. We weren't staging. Now it's just become, honestly, it's terrible to me. It's terrible for the game, and people take ages. The good thing about this final table, they're playing quite reasonably fast. There's no stalling here. You know, I've heard in the WSOP they finally brought it the shot clock after 6 days because people were taking. You know, I heard 6-7 minutes to make the fold.
Well, there was a 25-minute hand where essentially the entire table colluded to allow someone to do no hand because they were all benefiting from the pay jump, and they sort of forced the WSOP's hand. I don't love the fact they're changing the rules mid-tournament because there are those people that have never played with the shot clock before that sort of get adversely affected. I know there was a guy on Malcolm's table that just sort of punted in with ace-10 over, didn't know anything about timing. He did get there against Queens.
He did.
So,
as you do.
Yeah, and that was pretty deep. That must be day 7 or something. So
I understand what you mean about changing the rules. They did specify in the rules that year that at the tournament director's discretion, a lot of time's being taken to bring the shot clocks in, but I still think it needs to be more openly discussed.
Yeah, look, for me, if they put it in next year, I agree with it and I want that.
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, it was probably the wrong stage of the tournament to do that when you only had a few tables left.
Yeah.
For me, you can have a TD pretty much on every table at that point.
All right.
Yeah.
The monsters come mini raise with the Queen Nine of Diamonds.
We actually saw the King 9 suited passed up there.
Yeah. Again, with a short stack, King 9's not going to play, and Timon's going to try to use his power here. And unless someone wakes up with a hand, he's just going to win. That's just occurred.
Yep. And so he takes it down. Naj up over 31 million again. It looks like he managed to get a raise and take it through.
It's a really sharp open by Timon. Look that Naj was not in the big blinds. So he's really just looking to his left, and when Naj is not involved, he becomes Naj.
Yep.
You know, that's got to be the strategy.
It is something that Luke Martinelli mentioned to us earlier in the booth about the assumed chip leader.
Exactly. Yeah.
When the chip leader of the tournament is maybe not taking the aggressive route that he should, the person in second place or third place or fourth place, if it comes down to that, is going to assume that kind of action and take the aggression. And I'm making some changes to the microphones as we go, guys, just so that we can hear everybody in the booth clearly. I'm going to keep doing that because we've got the table audio set to a position where if we drop it anymore, you just won't hear anything. So I am going to be making adjustments here. Don't worry. We'll be able to hear all of our guests. And we do have a question. Who is in here? We've got Billy the Croc, Argaros, and Didier Ren in the booth. How'd that go? Close? Pretty good. Close? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to work on it. I'll be getting there eventually.
I appreciate the attempt more than anything.
Now, Didier, you went to the World Series this year, right? What was your best finish? How did you go?
I came 11th in the 25K high roller for 100,000, just over, and that was a wonderful experience. You know, they've got such. You saw it. Oh, sorry, you must have seen it on TV. They've got this whole new production this year. ESPN came back. 8 cameras swiveling around.
Okay.
It's really amazing, and got to play with a lot of famous players. I was on the TV table with the likes of Nick Schulman. There's someone I look up to as both a player and a commentator.
I'm just going to stop you for 2 seconds. We come to an important hand here. It's got race to 1.6, and you've got the Queen 7 of Diamonds will obviously fold, and Ethan's got the Ace 10 of Diamonds. So I think he's going to rip it for the 2.5 bigs. Should be a split pot, so. Okay, no one's going to wake up. Anyway, keep going with your story because this should be a split pot unless 3 diamonds come.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Wow. Dylan wakes up with Jack.
Just a minute there.
And we've had, I think, another ace. I think there's no aces left in the deck.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Jordan, is that 4 aces?
I think you are correct. I mean, the ace had offsuit in the big blind, and I believe I saw one other one as well.
Yeah.
So
And the 10's obviously dead. So in terms of trips, we're really looking for our flushes. Our straights even blocked by the jack.
I didn't see many diamonds get blocked.
Yeah. So it feels like diamonds might almost be the best shot at this rate.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. They're going to have to be Ethan's here, I would think.
Dylan has to shut that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Counterfeit.
Or a counterfeit. That'd be disgusting. The
Flush or
king,
counterfeit
queen board.
feels like.
He's up against 3 bigs and 13 bigs.
Can you let us know in the chat, guys, if the audio is okay? We're doing our best to kind of adjust things here, but sometimes they do have some issues. But if it sounds all right, just let us know. If it's not, let us know what we can work on, and we'll try and do our best to fix it. But for right now, these jacks for Dylan Kehoe, surely we see the triangle aggressive, right?
Yeah, there he goes. You picked the Jordan.
Yeah, looks like he is going to.
Sorry for interrupting
take
on
it
your
north.
25k, but
He's just raised by the way that he verbalized the deal.
4-bet to 4.8. Okay.
Fake jam.
Well, Jamal should probably pass now.
Yep. Oman has passed it up, and it's going to be ace-10 all in against the pocket jacks.
And there's no aces left, so
No aces
unfortunately
left.
the 10's probably going to be about a 4%er, I'd say. Maybe a 5%er.
And I feel like everybody's bipolar in the chat. Somebody's saying that the audio is broken, other people say that it sounds great. So we're just going to keep going here.
Yeah.
Let's see all 5. Window card.
Well, you won't be seeing an ace.
7, 8,
Oh, okay.
7.
All right.
Backdoor diamonds, backdoor straights.
Or backdoor 7s.
Just said we'd have to be creative, right?
Oh, my God!
There was one left. Wait a minute. There was one ace left. We must have gotten the count wrong.
River card is the
was no
nine
aces
of
left.
Maybe there was
Exactly.
one. Maybe we did just miss one ace. I thought there was an ace folded early position, but
I thought there was an ace. Okay. Out there, please, in the
It's all too
comments.
late in the day for
Yeah,
three
it's
of
too
us.
late.
We'll get another 3 in. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. I thought there were no aces left. I apologise. No wonder I'm in the booth and not playing out there.
yeah.
Okay, get
Well,
on.
hey,
Get,
still
please.
is the case 8.
So go on with your story. You
Still
end
very
up-
lucky.
you end up
Yeah,
playing.
well, I had the opportunity to play with some of those players I was mentioning, like Nick Schulman and Galen Hall.
Nick Shulman's a personal favourite of mine as a commentator. You can probably
he's-
imagine.
and we actually got to talk after that some strategy about some of the hands he played. So I found his approachability very encouraging, and it made me sort of look at the type of person that I want to be when I'm here in Australian poker. I'd like to be here in the booth, doing some of the stuff that he does, but also maintaining my own results. And he got inaugurated into the Poker Hall of Fame. I don't think I'll ever do that, but he's on his way to 7 bracelets, so yeah, huge fan of him. And I played with some of the toughest table drawers that I could possibly imagine on day 1 and day 2, with like the likes of Alex Monaco, Brandon Wilson, who I know Negreanu was saying thinks is the best holder player these days.
Yeah.
Now, Didier, I've been off the scene for a long time in Vegas. Is Barry his name? Barry Shulman? Nick's dad or not?
No, I think they just have a similar name.
right.
Barry's the one who
'Cause I used to
won
play with- I used to
WSOP
play with- I
Europe.
used to play with Barry a lot.
Yeah,
Barry
I think it's
Shulman.
just a similar
Okay.
name. I
Alright,
feel like I
thank you.
looked this up one day, and it's just it might be spelled slightly differently, but very
Okay.
similarly.
All right, because I used to play with Barry Shulman all the old
Yeah,
days.
and they're a very famous family card player, I think. As well.
Yeah, they used to have one card player, and
Yeah.
used to play with Scotty Newen, who won the WSOP, and played, all the old timers.
Beating Negreanu heads up in WSOP Europe.
Okay.
I was just giving you guys a couple of updates from the chat. Firstly, all of you guys are pretty happy with the commentary, so I appreciate it. Secondly, somebody's asking if one of us was playing Ultimate Texas Hold'em last night at the casino.
Okay, you caught me out. Doing my brains.
Oh,
Unbelievable. The Dylan made more straights. I couldn't believe it. Yes, I was playing Ultimate Hold'em. The jackpot out there is actually quite good at the moment.
At 800k, right? Or almost 800k?
Almost 800,000, $2.50. It's amazing value. Curly, we'll be going after dinner.
All right, there you go. Back there tomorrow if you want to learn how to play. Rocky will teach you how to be fun. Back-to-back final tables in the Jackstar for Timon at the APL Million.
fantastic.
So this is his second year in a row he made it here.
Actually, you and I, Jordan, are part of a really cool story. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but we did the commentary for the Jackstar. It was the one Angel Guillen was on maybe 4 years ago, something around
Potentially
there.
a long time
and,
ago. Well, I wasn't here 4 years ago,
yeah.
so maybe 3 years ago.
Juan Din was on that final table.
Yes.
Mr. Richmond, as
Mr.
more
Richmond,
people know
yep.
him.
He's
Lovely
been in the
guy.
commentary booth a couple of times this series, actually.
Oh, wonderful. And I guess I was in my
my
early days.
goodness.
Oh, wow.
I'm not there, but I just know that Tony Healy goes nearly all in, and he just ripped it with the ace deuce. Like, there's basically zero fold equity on Tony.
Do we have another rolling call on the Jackstar?
I don't like this play, but anyway.
I think Tony had less than 10 big blinds.
Yeah, I understand. But
The last 8 of spades.
Let's see. We know how Naj runs, so is this going to be one of those moments? Did you look like you almost know what's going to happen already?
what have we got here?
Just look away.
28%.
King,
King.
4, 8.
Oh!
There you go.
Okay, now.
Naj will probably
life a
turn
lot
a 3
easier.
here, knowing him.
3 or a 5 on the
Yeah.
3
table.
or 5 just to make it exciting. Or a deuce. Oh, deuce.
Don't cut.
Okay, it's all over. Okay, it's all over. So
Full
let's
double
continue the
going
story.
Tony's way.
The river card is
Again, I would have passed, but then again, I passed most of the time. I fold like an accordion. Is that right, did you?
Yeah.
Now, we all got a good friend. Jordan doesn't know him, but you know Warwick Mazakinian, obviously.
Of course.
Okay, so 2024, we're in Vegas together, as you remember.
Yep.
And
He was carting around.
he was karting. Yeah, he was actually. He had a bit of mobile issues. So he had his little cart that he was driving around left, right, and centre.
Yep.
In the meantime, I was doing videos and putting up on
good.
TikTok. You know, it was just a bit of fun. I haven't been to Vegas for 16 years. And I wake up and I had like 500 followers. Next day I wake up 1,500. Next day 2,500. My daughter's going, Dad, you're going viral. Keep doing the videos. I said, no, something's wrong here, Jess. She goes, no, look at this. Next day 5,000. Next day 10,000. Dad, keep going. I said, Jessica, something is wrong. I'm telling you now, my Instagram hasn't gone up that much. Anyway, I find out I've got 20,000 followers. I'll start looking at the names. I'm going, what are all these names? I don't even normal people's names here. You know. Anyway, I find out Warwick has gone and bought a bunch of followers for me. And everyone's going around, and he's on the chat going, oh, Crocky's got TikTok. It's TikTok Crocky, boys. It's TikTok Crocky.
Oh,
so after that, I never posted another thing on TikTok. I just stuck to Instagram. Thanks, Warwick, you maggot.
Yeah, I have a good video of Naj stole that cart you were talking about.
Oh, right, really?
You know, those things they use in America.
Yeah.
Naj stole Warwick's one.
Is that the one that like Mike Mattisau gets around?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Matuso.
We were railing Daniel Hashem heads up after James Ops had just won the 10K
In the
stud.
bomb pot tournament?
Yes.
Yep.
And Naj had Ops bracelet just driving around
That's
in
hilarious.
this little vehicle. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And sorry for cutting you off, but what was the story that you were saying?
Right, yeah. So he finished about 6th or 7th that year, Quan, Mr. Richmond. And I critiqued the hand that he played. Okay, Naj is keeping me busy. We'll go back to it.
Yep.
I don't think Tony's
Nah,
Right
keep
about
going.
here.
Yeah, he's going to fold. Let's go.
And I critiqued the hand that he played. And I wrapped up commentary with you that day, and he came up to me and he said, I listened to the hand you critiqued me, and I'm really down about it, Didier. And I said, oh no, I'm so sorry. That's the last thing I would have wanted. But he said, you know what? I'm going to use it as motivation, though. I'm going to start studying and getting better. And I think it was 2 years ago, last year, you got heads up in the Jackstar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Against Hand who won it.
Yeah.
It must be about 200.
Yeah.
I think he got it.
Yep.
And I just thought, looking at maybe Rod and is Ethan here?
Yep.
The players who I assume to be recreationals, forgive me if I'm not, like, I think they can have these stories here too, you know. They have short stacks, well, Rod, not really anymore, but they have these opportunities to use this as a learning experience, if not a great experience for their bankroll. Yep. Hopefully the latter, I'm sure, but I just thought that was a great story that we have here at the APL, because the Jackstar is such an iconic tournament that means so much to people
Absolutely.
here. That it's just nice to have these stories.
To jump on the back of your comment about Juan, or Mr. Richmond, as we say so far, is I'll press pause Anthony with pocket nines.
Well,
he's going to find the race to 1.6 million off his 19 big one stack. Dylan,
if you
out
get-
of there. Likewise, Rod.
And there's no way if Naj decides to jam on him, he's folding this time. That'll promise you.
It looks
Tony
like
will not fold.
over to Timon with the Jack 6 off suit.
This one's over. That'll be a fold. I'd be surprised if he folds, yeah.
He's got a very unique way of playing. I do think he should fold. He's going to put the chips back atop.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, that's it.
Down it goes.
Tony's fearless. He's no, you know. Okay, so Tony's slowly moving up. Oh, look at this. While we've been talking, Tony's gone from about 6th to 3rd.
Going back to what I was saying about Quan, he had him in the commentary booth and he was going on and on about how these days he spends so much of his time studying poker. He'll be on GTO Wiz, he'll be getting into the solvers, he'll be really trying to kind of improve his game as much as possible. So definitely seems like that is exactly what he's done off the back of the
Looks like it's
conversation.
really paying off.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing very well. He's a bit of a unique character as far as some of the decisions that he makes, and I'm not sure they're going to be solver approved, but he does seem to do pretty well.
Yeah.
So I did here for a dinosaur like me. How do I improve my game? Because I've been around a long, long time. Love playing poker and love playing with the young kids. And all you guys talented. How do I go to the next level? Can I go to the next level? We're too old.
I think you can. I think the difficult thing when you come from more of what I would describe as an exploitative background and more of a field player is how much GTO you want to embrace.
Yeah.
And the thing is, knowing GTO doesn't mean that you need to implement it.
Yeah.
But what it will help you do is understand what the kids are doing.
What the kids are doing.
And then, you know what? I feel like you do it without noticing. I remember a hand you played at the Aussie Millions this year. I can't remember what event it was in. You'll have to remind me. You're on the stream. And you 3-bet, I think, ace-8 off or ace-8 suited, where you had like 11 or 12 big blinds, and you used it as a 3-bet fold. I remember talking about it with Malcolm, actually, and he was like, this is a 3-bet by God. You know? So you're clearly looking at your man. You know what you want to do. And you probably know that this person's opening wide in a situation where you reasonably tight and might not have a lot of bluffs. So it's all about combining these things. And I think the tricky part with learning GTO is you sort of start playing a little bit worse as you learn it, because you're naturally going to make mistakes implementing it. And it can be a bit scary for probably someone in your category to do that, because you might be sacrificing your results for a little while to get better.
Okay.
And that may or may not be something that appeals to you, but I think that would be what I would say. And obviously just getting reps in. If you have any opportunity to play in like a club or an app with your friends, just getting in hands these days and asking people, you can always send me a hand history, mate. I'll be there for you.
Actually got a bit of a fun question for you, Crocky.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes, Jordan.
we're seeing obviously the croc moniker has been with you for years and years and years. There have been a couple of other animals that we've come across in the past. Umberto Brenes with the shark, and now we've got Happy Whale, Malcolm Trainer with the whale on the table. I'd love to know what other members of the animal kingdom you've come across in your poker gym.
There's some good ones at APL. It's like,
Oh, there are definitely some good ones. Yeah, Malcolm's, I don't know if you've seen it, he's got a whale that sits atop his cards that almost covers them entirely. So that's definitely becoming a regular part of his kind of approach to the game. So yeah, if there's any others that you can think of, let us know. Pick the action up. Ace-9 for Rod, finds the open for +3. Over to Adam Sasenza with the Ace-3 offsuit in the big blinds. I find these ones, Didier, are a little bit awkward to navigate, especially when the average stack is so shallow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you could easily justify a fold here as Adam, because you can sort of ask yourself, do I want to fold?
Yeah,
he's folded. Well done,
Yeah,
well done.
It's a sharp fold. With these stacks, I think with the ICM pressure, it makes a lot of sense. If we were just playing at the normal stage of the tournament, we'd always defend it.
Yeah, 100%.
So Daniel Dwyer in the Facebook chat says, I have a sloth. And that reminds me of Jack Sinclair, a British pro, used to have a sloth that sat atop his chip stack that had his arms in the shape of a circle.
Okay.
And he used to be able to actually hold a chip inside the sloth's arms.
Oh, yeah, okay, that'd be cool.
So are there any other members of the animal kingdom you can think of?
A couple I remember in Macau, a gentleman had a tiger on top of his chips.
Yep.
Because tigers are thing. And I remember his name now, little short guy used to walk around with his little knapsack from Star Wars. The
Rookies. The Ewoks.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
And it's,
oh, that's very.
That's great.
and I know the guy really well, and I forgot his name, and I'm really and he's a very talented player. I haven't seen him for a long time though.
Oh, getting a look
Okay,
here.
well,
Naj covering these guys again. He's going to find the raise with the ace-6 suited. I think once Timon gets out of the way, he's going to be excited to be able to play pots with these short stacks. And natural 9 for Timon is going to be folding.
What I love about Naj, he doesn't even think about it.
Yep.
He
That
just,
looks like aces tonight.
now Adam's just going to fold, obviously, the ace-5. And Tom, I think Tom, I don't know, I would call and check raise if I hit a queen or a jack and the big blind. I'm not, to me, queen jack's way too big to fold for 800,000.
Yep, I think we are going to see it defend from Tom here.
Actually, Tom's from Sydney, so there's no way. I've heard good reports on him, so I think he will call for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a defend.
We've got Jim Pisanius in the YouTube chat saying Billy the Croc is the GOAT.
The
Greatest
goat.
of all time, Croc.
Yeah, so Jimbo. Yeah, moto.
And also Craig Abernathy in the stream for Australian Poker Schedule and the Fantasy Crew saying that Didier's commentary sounding sharp like the E in his surname that I'm not going to try and mispronounce again.
So let's see if Tom
I
folds a
appreciate
queen or a
people
jack,
finding the
and he should go for the check raise. Even if, has he got diamonds?
He does. He does have a jack of diamonds. So this is
know
going to
what?
be an interesting
I would
one.
expect to see check bet peeled.
Check bet field? I expect to see check raise.
Ooh,
It really
okay.
depends. I think Naj should be going for a very
Yep.
small size here.
Yep.
But if he's sort of making Tom commit a large portion of his chips,
Goes to 1.75
Yeah.
big blinds. So
Okay,
it's not impossible.
Yeah,
to
okay.
raise.
Check field. Actually, check field's probably correct. And then I can't see Tom folding.
No.
He shouldn't fold with a jack of diamonds.
I wonder what Naj is going to think of the way he just looked at his cards.
yeah, getting a look at the whole stack here.
Yeah.
He's counting it out. Getting a look up top as well. There's only one other player shorter than him now, and that is Ethan.
You see a fold here, did you?
I don't. I think he's just going to choose between call and jam.
Jam. Yeah. Okay.
I think there is some credence to jam. Obviously it's Naj. He's going to be betting this wide, but he has opened relatively early in third act.
The other side of the fence is once he calls, it looks like the other guy's got an ace.
Mhm.
So if Naj hasn't got an ace, he probably will slow up
Yeah.
himself, and he could bet the river if he misses everything. Well, and I don't think Naj is going to fold to a jam either.
I think Tom's looking up at the board now, trying to
Yeah.
understand his relative position.
He does say jam.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is going to run it.
Check
With only
jam.
one behind him, I
Yep.
think it does make a bit more sense because
Yep.
he's got less ICM pressure on him.
And then now.
Naj has
Whoa.
requested the count.
Yep. Okay.
I can't see Naj folding
I don't
this.
think so.
No, I think all of the better ace-X are probably going to be considering jam pre.
Yep.
And are diamonds going to be playing check jam, or are we going to more so see a small check raise on the flop? That's probably my thoughts. Naj is going to ask for a count, 7.8 million in total, which is good for just sub 10 big blinds. on this flop. We can see the equity, 67% for Naj, 33 for Tom. So he's not out of the woods yet as far as holding with this ace-6. Is he going to put the call in? And if so,
well,
Tom's
Naj
going to have
knows
to get there.
Naj, whether he knows Tom properly, because he knows that people aren't checked. There he is. He's done
Running it.
He's done it. Okay, he's got the best hand. This could really change everything if a diamond comes here, folks.
If the diamond comes, Naj is going to slide down out of the chip lead for the first time. In
He'll
his
probably
life.
slide down a third or fourth.
Yep.
And you know, he only was chip leader with what? 48?
Yep.
Well, he had 60.
Yep.
He had 60, and the
Okay,
blinds
60.
went up.
Yeah.
The blinds went up, and you were spot on.
Yeah,
Went down
about 48. So
odd.
it's very possible with 2 all-ins to, you know,
Okay.
shift back down.
Four's no
safe.
help. Needs a diamond and a diamond only on the end. I think a few of them are folded pre. Can he get there? The Jack is no good. As we will say GG's to Tom Amir in 9th position. He's going to be taking home a touch over $35,000 for his efforts. GG's in the chat for Mr. Amir as well. And with that, Najim back up to that 48 big blind mark.
One of the biggest scores, I think, in Tom's career so far. But honestly, you're going to see a much bigger one soon. He's consistently making these deep runs, and unlucky to finish in 9th. I know it's not the result that he would want, but we'll see him again.
Have you played with Joe from Sydney?
Anton? Yeah, absolutely.
Man, he's a
yeah.
gun.
Yeah,
He's
Joe
a
and I
gun.
have played high stakes cash together and tournaments
Yeah.
together, and like we're sort of some of the people who frequent the Poker Palace games.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, we've played high stakes MPTs and high stakes cash. I have only the highest regard for
Yeah.
Joe's game. I think he's actually underrated.
Yeah, I've played with him a few times, and I go, man, this guy.
Yeah, I was so
You know,
happy
and
to see him.
he's a gentleman. He's patient. He's methodical. He's not scared. He's very I don't know. I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
We had Higor, Lachlan Crilly, and Luke Martinelli in here yesterday. And
Oh, what a lineup!
yeah, I know. And one of the words that you just said was underrated. And the question that I pitched to them yesterday, is there any player in Australia who you feel is underrated or maybe doesn't get the flowers that they probably deserve?
Really close with Joe. I know they talk poker a lot. I would say Adam Carmen, also just always there, like just making deep runs all the time. And I think Adam has one of the more impressive Hendon mobs if anyone ever likes to go and look at the stats. Like, I'm not sure what his biggest score is. I want to say it's maybe in the region of 100 to 150.
Yep.
And he's got one of the biggest Hendon mobs already. You
Yep.
know, I think it might be approaching 2 million US or something.
Wow. Okay.
So
Just consistent.
and I know those guys
He loses that one very close.
as well. Chris Grant also in that sort of clique.
Yep.
They're playing some of the Macau Cash, coming back and playing tournaments here and Vegas as well. I think those three are some of the most unspoken of. But I'm sure I'm forgetting lots of people. Obviously, not to discount anyone.
What about you, Crocky? Anybody on your radar?
Look, basically, a few years back, before Adrian actually came second to WSOP, it was a big. I remember it was that Adrian Attenborough and Cale Burns were regarded as goats, and Adrian would never had the performance. It was always Cale till finally Adrian had the deep run in the main event, and he got the credit that he deserved. So
It was a life-changing day for me, actually.
Yeah, I
Sorry?
can
It
imagine.
was a life-changing day for me. I had a sweat in that.
Oh, you had a piece of it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it because, I was at home for that one and, I got to be over there this year, supporting Malcolm.
Yeah.
And, it's standing on the chair and everything,
Yeah.
you're just so excited to support someone. And I think the funny thing is, you guys would be the same as me. You're actually much more calm if it's you there.
Yeah.
You're like, I know what to do, what to play. And then if you're supporting someone, it's nerve-wracking. It's so hard.
I don't really have pieces of many players too often, but I absolutely love supporting my mates when they run different tournaments. And I almost got kicked out of the APT in Taipei back in April this year in 2000.
Oh, really?
For a friend of mine on a final table.
Okay.
Yeah, he got down to sub 1 big blind in a high roller with 5 left. Spun it back up to around 18 bigs, and there was a pot that he had all in for about 8.5 blinds when I started to chant see the ace of diamonds on the rail, and when it come, we just about blew the speakers out of the live stream.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun as we are down to 9, that number in the top. Oh, sorry, down to 8. Forgive me, that number in the top right just slightly incorrect. But that's all right.
Yeah, we lost Tom Amir from Sydney. He defended, and I think I don't think he did anything wrong. It was just one of those scenarios. He actually looked nice, didn't snap call it. He thought about it, and he thought, well, he could have been in really bad shape. He could have been with a bigger ace and a diamond as well. So, excuse the cough, guys.
That's all right, mate. Just don't do it again.
Now, going back to that Adrian Attenborough one. Now, I remember the poor guy, or not the poor guy, everybody had to play from 12 noon till nearly 24 hours.
Yeah.
To me, that was
They added a
appalling.
day the following year.
Yeah, but okay. The thing is, it's the WSOP. They know a approximately how many players you're going to get.
Yep.
Tournaments are very simple. Once you know how many players you're approximately going to get, you know what level you're going to finish at. I don't want to hear, oh, we didn't know. That is rubbish.
Do you think that a part of the reason that it's taking a little bit longer to get down to the final table is because of the amount of tanking going on?
No. Tournaments will have to finish at a certain level.
I understand that, but with the amount of tanking that happens modern day compared to poker, say 10, 15 years ago, do you think that is having an impact?
No, what happens is if things are going, look, if things go smoothly, all that happens is that more people have got more bigs to play with. But it always has to finish. In other words, you might have, as an example, I think we've got average maybe 23, 24 bigs at the Jackstar, and other events you might have 40 bigs. But it's got to finish at so many bigs when it's heads up or things. So, in other words, if, obviously, let's say there's 2 million chips on the table, the blinds are going to go to 500 million. That's only going 2 million. So the blinds always, I can nearly tell you every single time when a tournament will finish. Sure. Yeah. And Curly knows that, and Stack know that because I do the structures for them. Yeah. I can tell you, okay, guys, we're going to be in the money at this stage. We're going to make on the final table at this stage, and we're going to be at the tournament's going to finish at this stage. So if I can do it, every other person should be able to do it.
Crocky actually wrote the structure for State of Origin, which a lot of people don't
There you
actually
go.
know. And that finishes pretty much on time, which is very important for APT.
Yeah.
and I actually tried to push something to Max Savage recently. Yeah. And did you think about this? We get heads up, we're playing the big blind ante game, right? When we get the four-handed, why don't we play small blind ante? The reason we bought the big blind ante is we're playing 40,000, 80,000 with a 10,000 ante. That's the old days.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 80,000 in antes. At the moment, we've done 40,000.
Yeah.
Okay, once we get the forerunners, there's only 40,000 in the old days.
True.
So why don't we go small blind? And the other important one to change, the heads up, and it's let's say 40, 80, 80. So how many chips are in the middle? 200k. Let's make it now the big blind, small blind, no antes anymore. But make it the same amount of money going in. So it's 40, 80, 80, which is 200,000. So let's make the blind 6120 or 7140.
I completely agree with you. I just don't think the operator's ever going to do it because it speeds up the tournament, right? And they want the tournament to end faster at that point.
No, but you are speeding it up. You're actually not changing anything. All you're doing is
If
changing.
you have a big line ante, even if it's up to the 10, it's going to change the strategy dramatically.
No, you've lost it. You've lost it here. The blinds are now, let's say your heads up, and the blinds 100, 200, 200. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's 500,000
Yeah.
in the middle. The 500,000, instead of going 100 on the button, I get the button and put 100, and you've got to put 200 and 200.
Yeah, we should just make
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you. What
now
I'm saying,
it's 500.
Yeah.
I've got to put in a third. We go 1/3, 2/3, so it might be 160, 320. So it's 160 small blind, 320. Still putting in 480.
I think what Didier is saying is that these days poker players have developed strategies based on the big blind ante. And if you make it different so that now the big blind is worth less than the amount that they're putting into the big blind ante, all of a sudden the strategy is going to be changing, right? Or am I viewing this the wrong way?
No, I think you're all making reasonable points. I agree with what you were saying initially. Probably I would like to see and what I was saying is I don't think the people operating poker tournaments will change because I think that it'll slow down their tournament. Because they're out.
And whilst in theory it may not.
It has to finish because you've the same amount of money going into 500.
You're not doing a small blind size ante.
Okay, when we heads up, it's normally 100, 200, 200, right? That's 500,000 in the middle. Now, I'm putting in 160, the small blind, you're putting 320, 480.
Right, okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay, you're just restructuring.
Okay,
The same amount of money going in.
misunderstood your suggestion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's say 300.
Sure. Yeah.
500,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
like it always used to
No,
be.
that makes sense, yeah.
That's all. The money doesn't change.
Yeah.
You're still putting the same amount of money in the middle. You're just restructuring it to a more equitable thing. Because we've always used to have the chip race, and one person used to have the ace of spades used to win all the chips. Then it changed. Okay, so now you get one chip each. But things changed over the years. And the big blind antes only come in to support the dealers because it was very cumbersome. We didn't have the Jeff Lissandro parlay free line with a bit of it. Listen, you.
That's a good reference. If you don't know what Crocky's saying, just type in Jeff Lissandro on YouTube.
Yeah, Jeff Lissandro didn't put the ante in.
Yeah. No, but to your point before about WSOP, and what you were asking as well, Jordan, is I think the bubble does slow it down, but not to the extent that we know what day the tournament's not going to finish on. And in Adrian's year, I just actually thought it was May. They played that, I think it was day 7 from midday to 6:45 a.m. And that is just, I remember asking him, I'm like, how important is actually playing good poker at that point? He's like, it's more about understanding if you can exist. You know? It's like 40% playing poker, 60% existing, and just trying not to make like a brain dead decision. Because, well, I mean, one of the things he told me, which I'm sure he's happy for me to share, is that famous hand where he took nearly 20 minutes with Jack 4 heads up. He thought he took like 2 or 3 minutes. And, you know, he had such a throbbing headache.
Of course,
he's
sick,
you know, like,
he's 23
taking
hours
some Nurofen, you know, to get through that. And you're just not yourself is the one thing he always tells me.
Okay, let's get back to the action here. 1 million. Tony's raised a 2.2 with Queen 9. He's fearless as usual. Naj might just rip it on him. Oh, nice. Rod.
I don't know if Naj is going to be doing anything.
Naj is going to be nothing
so.
because Rod will be ripping it first, and Tony will fold.
No, it looks like we just see a call.
Now, this is where, unfortunately, inexperienced players, with the amount of 15 bigs here, should be ripping it, correct?
Correct.
Did you?
Do you think it's correct when Ethan and Adam are both so short, though?
There's a lot of ICM pressure on it. You know, I suppose it depends if you understand Anthony's strategy. He's going to have some raised folds at the stack depth now because he'll be one of the looser openers, but it's not fun.
Okay.
And
What are you going to do now
what's
with
to
your
go
man?
with
Now you
sevens
just
now?
call and try to hit a 7? Or do you rip it? Like, obviously, if you rip it, you're going to get called.
This is tough because he is the actual. Oh, he's the second short stack. No, he is the short stack.
He's the short
No,
stack.
he's the second because Ethan is shorter.
No,
got
Ethan is
5.2,
shorter. Yeah, so I think there is some credence to just calling here.
Okay.
Obviously, he's probably not going to expect a hand like 9s to be.
It just depends what you think about the flatting range and how much you played with Rod as well.
Yep.
Has he played this kind of hand class like this before? Maybe they've never played together.
I think if Tony had...
Oh my God!
Oh, he folded.
He folds 7s.
I can't fold for 1 bet. I'm going to try to hit a 7 here. You're getting far too much value for your money. I think this is a very poor fold. If a 7 comes, you're going to feel sick. Oh, no!
Oh, dear.
He's done it.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
now he's going to feel sick. And obviously Tony will c-bet because Tony's just an animal. He'll have 1 little c-bet, I believe.
Interesting. Tony, a little bit deeper. Would be
Oh,
happy to
check.
see this. He
Okay.
does check it over. Crocky, you're batting 0 over there.
Batting
mate.
0. He surely should have called.
It's a
There's no way he should not. Okay.
It's a sharp check
Oh,
by
wow.
Tony, knowing he's
The
probably
9s are checked.
Check,
looser
check, it
range,
goes.
the tighter range.
Loose
Well, I
on the
promise
turn.
you now, Tony will bet.
Don't make promises you can't keep,
Okay,
mate.
I think
no?
Tony will bet. I know Tony knows he's checked this. He thinks now he's got ace high. He's not going to win with queen high, so I reckon he checked again. I give up. That's 1 minute. Did you bet there, did you?
I think Tony must have played with Rod to
Oh,
find
okay.
the double check there, but I like his flop check a lot, and I think that's more intuitive to me.
Okay.
You know, interesting check back with the 9s as well.
Wow.
You know, these are decisions we're more happy to witness rather than commentate on sometimes. That was very unique the way that 9s were played there. You know,
Well, how's the pocket sevens feeling?
I don't think he'll be feeling too good.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be feeling too good.
Because the 9s aren't folding.
No, the 9s aren't folding, so he folds the disaster free, and we're being results oriented over there,
We
buddy.
are.
We're being results oriented.
No, it's one. He's putting in one. He's putting in 1 big blind to possibly win. He's getting 5 or 6 to 1 on his money, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm with you there on
But if he sees a flop of 5-4 deuce,
Okay, you're going to go right.
Sure.
You're trying. If you see a flop of ace, king, jack, you've done 1 big blind. Okay. And you could get bluffed off it. 7s could be still good, which it probably would have been. The thing is, I just think people fold the big blind too often on hands. You're getting 4.5 to 1 on your money a lot of the times.
definitely interesting to think about. We are going to see Ethan all in very soon, I would guess.
And this should be it.
This could be it. 5.2 big blinds. He's going to be putting in 40% of his stack next hand. You have to feel that this is it, Didier? You seem unsure.
I was just looking down at the comments, admittedly. He's just going to jam the
Yeah.
5.2 here, knowing that the BBA is going to hit him next hand.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense. I don't think we can wait any longer.
There it goes.
King Queen's a pretty good hand with 5 bigs. You've got
Yeah.
to put in. Okay,
Ooh, here we go.
Rod should be calling here with 20 bigs as well. Oh no, Naj might just rip it over the top as well.
Naj with threes.
The animal.
Well, getting a look at the blinds, he is going to be, if he does find the rejam with threes, it's going to be 20 big blinds effective with Simon. So unsure if that is going to be what's happening, but I feel like these 8s have to go in, surely. either by way of call fold or just jam yourself. Call fold probably feels okay.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see a fold with the way we've been seeing him play, but I think call seems correct against such a small
Can
hand.
I ask a silly question here? If he calls, would Naj rip it in threes or not?
I don't think so if he has an
Okay.
idea of how tight Rod's playing, but if
Yeah.
he looks at Rod right now and senses like
Yeah,
it's going to work,
because he
I
senses
think
like-
it's just not a great hand to rip over. He'd way
Yeah.
rather have a hand like he has rather than pocket threes.
Okay.
So I don't think he's going to do anything with this particular hand class, but it is Naj.
Yeah, never know. Getting another look at the stack is Rod. Looks like he's amassing a collection of chips to see whether or not he's going to press them forward. Those blues are worth 500,000 each, and he's amassed 20 million worth in total. But the blinds at 1 million. Yeah, he is going to put in the call, and now the question is here. Naj
Okay.
with these threes, what say you, sir? I love that you're laughing because you just had
I mean,
absolutely no
I can
idea.
imagine the madness that would go
I
on
know.
if he got ace to fold here. Like, I think we'll all lose our minds, but I don't.
He's just going to pass it up,
He
and I
passed
think
it
he
up.
knows what's going on over there in C9. Fold, 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 king, queen against eights.
Okay,
Let's see all five.
we're off to the races. We got about probably 48, 52, Didier.
I trust you on this equity more than myself, if I'm honest.
I don't know. All I know is everyone's just saying, what's 50-50? Because they always say it's a flip.
You have your
someone,
anecdote, right?
someone
Jack
turns.
10-5?
Ah, yes, the famous hustle. We'll explain that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get
Okay, 10, 6, 6, 2 spades. The eights have got in front. They don't need to do anything. They just got to avoid
That.
king or a queen.
They got to
There it
avoid
is.
that.
That is a
Rocky.
And that's
huge
all they needed
card.
to avoid.
The whole table will be cringing.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone, except for maybe Naj, actually, as the chip leader, probably.
Naj will probably be the only one cheering the king or the queen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because of course he wants things to stay the same, so he can accumulate here.
So the famous hustle in the old days was this happened to me actually, true story. Back in 2008, I was playing a satellite for a 10k seat, and I raised under the gun 10 jack of hearts, and the guy in the button flats with a pair of fives. Actually, he had a pair of sixes to be fair. And I had 10 jack of hearts, and he had 2 black sixes, and I flopped the flush on him, but a 6 came, right? And I bet, and he called, and he jammed, and I called, and I won the hand.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you're so lucky, you're so lucky." I said, "What are you talking about? I had the best hand anyway." "No, you didn't. I had the best hand before the flop." I said, "No, you didn't. I had the best hand before the flop." He goes, "You want to bet?" I go, "Well, bet whatever you like." Anyway, we actually started betting. We had a 20-minute break, and we bet $1,000 a hand, and we just ran it out. We got the dealer out, we just ran it $1,000 a hand. So I had a 10 jack of hearts. See, Jordan's look at me, he goes, what? You got the worst hand, Croc?
No. I'm
Okay.
the story is
Right.
obscene,
So
but
anyway, so I sat there. We must have run.
Yes.
We must have run about 16 hands, and I beat him about 10 of them. Right? Maybe 11. The guy, I won 8,000. The guy gets killed, but first one 1,000. One of them he actually got a board double paired and the one with Jack High. Anyway, and then
Yeah, tell the audience the theory though.
okay.
Getting
So the
picked
theory
seconds.
is, okay, everyone thinks that a pair. So the theory is that you pick 3 hands. This is the wager, the hustle used to occur. You go, okay, you can have ace king offsuit, or you can pick 10 jack of diamonds, or you can pick 2 black fives. And you go around and you say, "I'll tell you what, I'll be fair to you. You pick whatever hand you want, and I'll bet you $1,000 a hand, and I'll pick a hand."
And it's essentially like scissor paper rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
So you
like
pick
by letting
Jordan.
Crocky
So
pick
Jordan,
second.
you pick one. What do you
no.
want? You want the ace king?
I don't. Right,
So-
fine. I'll take the ace king up.
Okay, so if Jordan takes the ace king, I take the pair of fives. We run that out, and I just win long term. Okay?
Actually,
Yeah, I just win. Well, because pair of fives is stronger than ace king.
Sure.
I'm printing 2% every time.
yeah. I mean, of course.
Okay,
Of course.
I'm printing
yeah.
like 2%, maybe 1.5%.
Yeah.
If you take the pair of fives, I
You
take
take
the
Jack
jack 10
10
suited, and now I'm 54%.
So as long as you let him pick second.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
whoever picks first loses.
That is insane.
Okay, and that was the famous hustle back in the old days. They used to do with Pudgy Pearson and.
Wow.
I watched you say that on a TV show. I was like,
Yeah, and people used to say,
It's actually great. That's amazing.
okay,
Seven
back to the
puts him on
action.
in the small blind. Is this a limp pot? Looks like we might see a limp. No, it looks like there was a raise and a call, or maybe 2 calls, in fact.
Okay, queen
A couple
5-5.
of fives and a queen, as it looks like Anthony has located himself a top pair, the best hand right now. Dylan does have an over with that ace jack, as I think, guys, we're going to be heading on a break in about 6 minutes, I believe.
We've been talking for 2 hours.
It's not quite 2 hours because of the way the final table started. I think we've been talking for about 2 levels.
Okay.
So I think we're going to be heading on a break.
Okay, let's see what we got now. Where is Tony's +1?
Are we going to see a lead here from these sevens?
Oh, Timon, interesting. That's actually, look, sevens probably, it feels like it's the best hand if no one's got a queen.
I mean, it's going to feel like one of your better flops, I suppose, with regard to being able to clear out hands that don't just immediately connect with the queen. You know, like there is some opportunity to bluff out like 9s and 10s and stuff if Tony's opening that. But
And Tony's flatting here, right?
It seems a little ambitious into 3 people from me right now.
Especially in this dynamic, right?
Yeah.
You can't see Tony rising, right? He'll just flat?
I think he'll just call, yeah.
Yeah.
Although he'll probably be thinking this is pretty good because he wouldn't expect ace queen to just call lead in terms of pre, and he's probably not expecting maybe any 5s in Timon's range.
So he's probably putting Timon like on a queen 10, queen jack hand.
Yeah, I think he's feeling very good about this. But when he's in the sandwich here, I'm also not expecting him to see any raises with Dylan still to act behind. Dylan could actually have ace queen.
Yeah. Well,
obviously, Dylan's going to have the overpairs. Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, he flatted next to back. No, he's not going to have the overpairs.
And Dylan's just going to fold here, correct?
I would think so, yeah.
I can't see any way for him.
So he's got 11 bigs happening.
I would have expected to see the snap.
No,
he's thinking devious things.
No, I mean, if he makes this like 5.5K, or 5.5 million. Oh dear.
Okay.
He's cooking, Croc.
He's folding. I don't care. I'm going to stick my neck out. He's folding.
It doesn't look like he's folding, Croc.
He's folding.
It looks like he's cooking.
He's cooking. He's cooking my ass. That's what he's doing. Come on, Dylan. Fold. Don't make it fool me.
Maybe he's coming back to your end,
Yeah, I think the longer the time goes on, the more I think he's going to be letting it go.
No waitress.
Yep.
Yeah, I got one right.
You got one for 28.
Yeah.
And you come on, previous story not to bet against you.
Yeah.
All right, we're burning turn 7. Okay, 4. Obviously, the 7s will shut down. I can't see them continuing now.
You say obviously, but you've got nothing right so far, mate. So we don't know what's going to happen just yet.
If the boards come queen 5-5 and he leads with 7s, there's no flush draw out there. There's not many. 7s are not the best hand anymore, buddy. Timon looks like Tiny Tim a little bit, doesn't he? There we go. Check. I got 2 right. I'm going for the trifecta.
Over to Anthony, and it's interesting. Do we ever see the check back?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think King Queen has a lot to lose here in terms of the size of the pot relative to all the other shit. Whoa, wow. He's playing very passively with it. I mean...
And there is a jack on the end.
I don't think Tony's even going to be thrilled to see that.
If it's Timon, he probably puts him on Queen Jack now. He's giving up now for sure.
I imagine just in the 8-handed dynamic that Tony's idea is he just wants to limit the amount of money going into this now and just take the showdown, having an unclear idea about what Timon's led with.
Would Timon actually put like something small, like a 2?
It's a very interesting hand.
It's interesting. Do you think Anthony is going to find the float on the flop with a hand like Ace King?
Yes, I don't think he's folding Ace King, but aside from that, you know, like there isn't a lot that's just going to float there. You know, like diamonds maybe. You know, like you're pushing yourself pretty hard to think that he's going to do that in the sample with Dylan behind.
Yeah,
I've just got so much respect for Tony. I just love his demeanor is unbelievable. He's such a cool customer.
Yeah, and he doesn't have an ego. I find he's just a very down to earth guy.
And he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely gentleman. Seriously, I played
now
with Tony
that
a
check
lot.
to him, I'm curious if he decides to go for value or just keep maintaining.
No, he's gone half
As
pot.
I said, he's fearless.
5 million.
Yeah. Expected to see this on the turn, but it's just a different way of doing it with the late riverbed, I suppose.
Very, very quick fold from the 7s as Anthony is going to take himself up to 22 million. But Najim still the one out in the lead. He's got double almost what Anthony's stack
I like
is.
my tip now, guys. I like my tip. I said if anyone can do it, Tony Zoo can do it. I said, it's looking good. Naj is probably hating this, I'm telling you now. Of all the people having
Probably
chips...
upset that he hasn't won the tournament by now.
No, Naj would be sitting there thinking of all the guys who doesn't want to get chipped, it'd be Tony Zoo. If you interviewed him on the side and said, which opponent do you want to be the first one off the table, it'd be Tony.
I feel like, look at the look on his face though.
Yeah,
like,
look at it,
he
look
just
at
kind of
that.
loves it. Like I think he loves getting into these spots with his friends and battling them and putting them in spots as well.
I got to tell you a funny story with Naj. He sat now 300, 600 limit game. He's playing Omaha. He's playing limit. So he does.
Is this in Melbourne?
That's in Melbourne.
I think I remember this in
Table
2040. Yeah.
Table 46. He sat in our game and he didn't know that he obviously plays limit hold'em and play Omaha. So one of the games was Omaha low, which he got in a hand with me and I've bet the river, and Naj is thinking. He's got like the third best low. And I said, Naj, it's up to you, buddy. I've got the high and I've got the low. Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, you got the high and you got the low. I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you. I've got the high and I've got the low. And he goes, all right. So he opened up his hand and showed like the third nut low or the second nut low. And I've turned over the high with the worst low.
Right.
And he goes, you said you had the high and the low. I did. I didn't tell you how good it was. And Naj, believe me, I had to make friends with him. We were sending the boys around. And Naj was a bit upset, but we shook hands. I bought him a meal in Vegas, and him and Mo. And as I said, he's a gentleman, Naj, and very, very fearsome player as well.
I think he's honestly like doing a good job for our generation.
Look at it!
Being
Look
one
at
of those
Naj.
characters as well.
I always sometimes used to call him Camel Jockey. But Naj is excellent. We have a lot of fun.
I was going to say it's fun to play with Naj.
Yes, of course.
There's some pros who are just very not talkative and boring and stuff. It's fun to play with Naj. I think people come to these events and just enjoy playing with certain types of pros, and Naj is one of them.
Well, that famous game, that limit game, we used to get all the Vegas pros used to come to the Aussie Millions, and we had Phil Lark playing, we had Helmuth playing, Jason Mercier playing with us. But the best one, Phil Lark was playing, and he couldn't win a hand. And he went, I'm going to go on dinner break. And he came back and he went to pick up his shits. I said, Phil, you can't leave. Your reputation will be over if you can't win in this game. Right? And anyway, he just picked up his shits quietly. And then I said, look, while you're in Australia, we're going to change your name, all right? And he goes, what? We're going to call you Phil Unlucky. Oh, my God. All the way through, we're calling Phil Unlucky.
It's very
and
funny.
We had the Jungle Man jump in as well with us. The time we took care of him, we called him Jingle Bells. He went from the jungle to the jingle. Okay, let's get back to the action.
It's funny you mentioned Phil Lark, because I was chatting with Luke Martinelli, who mentioned that day one of his series in the Bahamas, when he played the 25K in the Bahamas recently for the WSOP, what was it called, the WSOP Paradise? Yep. He had Phil Lark on his table for the entirety of day one, and he said that he was just an absolutely great guy. Yeah. Didn't know what he was doing, but a great guy.
Who does from the old days?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's get back to the action. What are we going to do here?
Naj is open days 5 suited, and
as usual.
Adam is thinking about whether or not he can run a different small blind. Naj is open relatively early.
We know that he's got no fold equity. That's nice, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to fold at him. Maybe we take the flop?
No, I don't think you should ever be peeling here, especially from the small blind out of position against Naj. He's just going on the flop so often.
Well, obviously, Tony's going to take a flop.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's actually not the short stack, as short as he is.
You can see the guy standing up in the background. I think there is a break about to commence. So before this hand finishes, boys, thank you so much for being here. I'm unsure if you want to come back in for a little bit longer. Crocky, I think we might let you get into the back end of the realms, maybe jump back into that main event if you want to.
No, I'm actually going to go and... Curly, I'm coming for dinner.
All right,
it's going to take me
time.
20 minutes to get there. Can I just say one little say hello to somebody?
Sure.
Out there if they're watching.
Absolutely.
It's my younger daughter.
Yep.
Happy birthday for yesterday. She's 23 years of age, one of my two angels.
Oh, wow.
All
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday, Kickstar.
We are going to see the Queen Jack defended.
Let's go.
So last
Ace
hand
high of
before the
spades,
break.
Queen Jack.
Let's see it.
The two antelopes, what do they call them? The two fucking with each other. The two superstars. Oh, what a flop.
Naj locating himself trips on the flop. Anthony in the middle of nowhere with Queen High.
Did ya?
I think it'll be over with the c-bet, but
I think Naj will check back.
I mean, that would be interesting.
Wouldn't you check back here?
Two-heart flop?
It just depends. I think with his overall...
He bet. Check
Yeah.
option. What's he done? He hasn't
Bet.
bet. Oh, he bet.
Bet, C-bet, snap.
Oh, he
fold.
showed.
Trips,
Good on you, Naj.
I think the advantage of these situations is when he flops anything whatsoever,
Yeah.
he's going to run it.
He's gonna run it.
Naj is known to have such a wide range that Naj wouldn't want to let his own value down by not capturing immediately like that. Because he just looks like I might stick around for at least another level, Jordan.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just waiting to see. I thought we were heading on a break, but maybe we've got a couple more hands to go.
I'll stay for a couple more hands and I'm going to go. Curly, get ready, buddy. I'll be there in 20 minutes. By the time you finish watching me disappear, I should be there. This is very exciting. Look, I love watching Naj and, as I said, Naj and Tony Zhu, two fearsome characters on the table. Who would you rather play against, Naj or Tony, or neither? Lydia, come on.
Technically, the answer has to be neither because they're both great players, right? But if you're pushing me, then I'd probably prefer to have Tony just in the sense that Naj is more aggressive than Tony. But that said, I don't think Naj plays better than Tony or the other way around. They're both just great players, different styles. But I haven't had the opportunity to play with Tony much, to be honest. Even though, like, he's a good friend of mine, but we haven't played very much. Naj and I battle very often and regularly, and you know, you'll see some interesting stuff going when Naj and I are playing together.
Oh, here we go. I think Adam has to rip it, doesn't he? 6 bigs,
Yeah,
A7 of clubs.
Folded to him on the button here with A7 suited. He'll be loving this.
And Tony will definitely call.
Yes, I think so.
You
I
think?
mean,
Okay.
6.7, yeah. You don't love it, honestly, with sixes when you're imagining the kind of hands that Adam's going to run it with.
I understand, but you know, he's got, what's he got, 18 million versus 6. I guess it's a third of his stack. He knows Adam's game, and Adam's not going to do it with nothing. So he knows he's most likely gets 2 overcards or a bigger
Sixes
pair.
is probably around the threshold. Obviously, we like it when we're beating other pocket pairs.
Yeah.
So, you know, 5s, I think he can easily win it. Sixes isn't loving it. 7s, we definitely run it.
He knows Adam's game very well. They play, as I said, these are the stacked boys. They play with each other a fair bit back in Adelaide. Yep, he's going with it. Okay, here we go. So Adam's not in such bad shape as he thinks. He's probably, where are we? I think I was going to say, again, probably 52, 48, 51, 49, because he's suited. So we'll give you. If everyone wants to know what the even money thing, if you want to see a perfect flip, it's ace king of clubs over 2 red deuces. You could run it out 10 million times, and you're going to get nearly 50-50. Okay. They always say a flip is queens over ace king, but that's not. It's like 56. It's 56-44. Okay. Oh, what a turn!
Yeah, wow.
Plenty of outs
What
for
a
the
turn!
A7 now.
Okay,
The 6 is
slowly.
going to
Now
hold.
Adam's been.
Barry on the end.
Adam will get a
How is this?
double.
He was the shortest stack at 4 bigs. He copped it with the ace king early in the piece, and here he is now. Adam's moved right up, right?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally you think of a exciting final table as a lot of eliminations, but I dare say this is better, keeping everyone in. It just makes it so much more interesting.
I'm going to say one person really loves to see that outcome, and that's that gentleman in seat number 1.
Yep.
Naj
The more
sees
relaxed one at the back.
everybody
Have a
is
look at Naj,
basically
yeah.
even. It sounds. Yeah. And so I've just had a clarification. I thought we were going to be going on a break at the conclusion of this. We will, but it's only going to be around 5 minutes. At the conclusion of that 5-minute break, these guys are going to play A-level before going to dinner. So what we might do is, Rocky, thank you so much for being here. When we go for this 5-minute break, we might say, Auf Wiedersehen, thank you so much. And then Didier, you and I can take it through to the dinner break that these guys are going to have after.
Okay, Jordan, thank you very much for inviting me. Hopefully we can bag for the main event. If not, we'll end up playing the 5K.
Yep.
And
Win that.
Yep.
good luck in the main, Didier.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'll see
All
you
right.
there. All right.
We've got a little bit longer, so we'll have you for a couple more minutes, and then,
All right.
and then when these guys jump up to take a quick toilet break, we will do the same.
It's actually really exciting. It's, Adam now's gone up to what, 15 million, and Tony, I reckon, probably peeled off 6. He's probably down to 12 yet. It's 100% correct.
Yep, drilled it.
So now we've got
Remember when
Naj.
Timon was pulling away? Look, he's right back with the pack again.
Yep.
It's so easy with these stats.
And now Naj has got like 44 million. He's loving
This is
this.
sort of when I walked in, where we were at in a way.
It's basically, we're back where we
Rod's
started.
probably changed the most, I guess.
The blinds have gone up, that's about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Over to Anthony with the Queen 5 suited. Getting a look at the players in the blinds. They're not super short that he's probably going to be jamming this one, but
If Tony had won the previous hand, I'm pretty sure he would raise this automatically. He might still do, but I'm pretty sure he would. No, he's folded this time.
King was suited for Dylan in the small for 8.5. I think this one we usually should take as a jam, right, Didier? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because we also know that Rod's playing fairly tight, and we're just going to be generating so
Yep.
many folds that
Well done.
suited King will always do very well here.
So that's pretty good by Dylan, right?
Yeah,
So
Dylan
he's
honestly
capable.
is one of the
Yeah.
sharper. I think he identifies as a recreational,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't know it sometimes, honestly. Yeah.
As I said,
Same with Adam, you know.
Look, to be fair, I think this is quite a talented final table.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be playing reasonably well. Timon's got some, as you said, some weird lines that he takes. And but obviously he's talented. He's done very well. Naj, we all know Naj. Tony Zhu. Adam's got a great record. And Dylan seems to know what he's doing. And Rod's playing probably crocodile style, super tight.
If you guys have any questions for the Croc or for Didier in the chat before they duck out for this break, please feel free to send them through. I'm not promising, as I say always, you'll get a good answer, but, you know, we'll try our absolute best.
All right, I'm going to finish off a little story in 224 when I ended up going to the win after 16 years. I've gone to Vegas. And I'm in a cash game, and at about 3 in the morning, Daniel Hashem takes seat 1. I'm in seat 4. And I'm having a couple of drinks, and I'm clowning around. One of the guys, I'm going, hey, we got Mike from Michigan, we got Sally from California, and then Mike from Michigan after about an hour, and he goes, what the hell, Crocodile? You haven't stopped drinking, and you haven't stopped talking, and your VIP must be about 5%. How the hell do you get a game back home at all? I look and I go, come on, Mike, take it easy, man, take it easy. Are you sure my VIP's that high? Anyway, the whole table started laughing. Mike goes, yeah. he just shook his head.
So you see one of those guys, Crocky, huh? You don't shut up, but you only play that one hand every 4 hours. I know blokes like you. All of you guys, Croc doesn't get an invite now, does he?
That's it. That's right. I remember back in the 2000s, all these wild games. I've gone back to my room and I've grabbed some soap and put under my nose, and I'm coming back and come on, baby, we're punching now, baby, let's rock and roll, let's go, baby. Anyway, the big Texan looks at me and goes, after about an hour, you know, Crocodile, you sure talk a fast game, son, but I haven't seen you play many and I haven't seen you lose any.
JC says, have any of you guys in the booth been playing cashies at the casino over the past week? No. When I'm in Australia, I don't tend to play too much live cash. I tend to just kind of do the work and behind the commentary booth, do the hosting that I'm going to be doing, and then kind of get out of here. What about you, Diddy? You been playing cash at all recently?
Not recently. I've probably played, more.
Wow,
it's probably getting close now. I've probably played more. It's getting close to even, but I was playing more cash in the 2010s than I was now, and a lot of private games in the last couple of years, but mainly 20 now. It's hard to be playing both at a really high level, I find.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to do both as well.
Was it you that told me the story about playing cash with Marcus Rashford?
Who?
I did get invited to a game where him and Leon Bailey were playing when they were both at Aston Villa, and I was, of all things, stuck in the Millionaire Maker at WSOP. I was like, I'll just play it in the day, and I was just stuck in all the way, and I had to bag something small on the flight, but unfortunately missed a big game there at Palms. It had the invite.
Okay.
That sounds absolutely unreal.
Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been great, yeah.
Well, talking about legends and superstars, have you played much with the G Train, the Tony G?
Tony G, I've never played with Tony G.
Oh, really?
Okay. But I know Adrian has, and they had an Aussie Millions main event hand where Tony G did a very Tony G thing. I can't remember the exact details, but he pretended that he accidentally went all in and he got Adrian in that way or something. Right. And then they had an exchange on Twitter afterwards where it was like banter, but Adrian was like, I can't believe you did that to me, and Tony was like, you'll learn one day, kid.
Yeah.
So,
he's obviously Tony's unbelievable. I'm good friends with Tony, and I love all his characters.
Mm-hmm.
He's a character. He's great fun to play with on the table. He will take, he sits there and
we haven't seen him as much lately, and I just noticed when I saw a photo, I think Warwick might have shared it in one of the groups we're in together, and he's lost a lot of weight. He looks really good.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah, he's on the NDAS, whatever. The ones where you get a little bit of injection to NDAS. I can't remember what the name.
Like Bojaro or something.
No, they're supposed to. Oh, hold on, we got it all in.
King 7 is all in here against.
I'm assuming the King
Ace
7.
Jack.
Yeah, okay. It
King
sounds
7
like
Ace Jack, and it looks like the Ace Jack is all in at
the
risk.
the Ace Jack. Okay. What are we running here? Was it 60-40? Maybe a bit less?
A little bit less, 65-35, I'd say.
Okay. Probably because the Ace Jack suited, yeah, probably correct.
Let's see all 5. I think this is Ethan with the Ace Jack, who's been jammed on potentially, but we're about to find out exactly where it goes.
Well, we know everyone's cheering for the King of the 7 here, so they can earn $15,000 pay jump.
Let's see all 5.
Jump, and away we go. We burn and turn.
Ace of hearts, Jack of hearts.
Alex is announcing it on site. Somebody's saying that Tony G is very successful in the horse racing industry at the moment, so we'll learn more about that afterwards, I would think. Queen of Hearts, 4 of Hearts.
My goodness.
9 of Spades.
Okay.
It's going to make a dream.
All of a sudden, 2 of the outs are gone for the King 7.
Correct. 7 of Hearts and King of Hearts is dead.
Okay.
Don't do it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
So that will seal it up. Full double for the Ace Jack of Hearts. And again, we do not lose a player.
Invincible today.
Okay.
The short stack is just invincible today.
Talking about horse racing, I'm good friends with Tony, and I went to the Melbourne Cup with him this year, and his horse, After Your Luck, won the Melbourne Cup.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
He had 10% of half your luck. Wow. We ended up going back to the apartment, having a big party, and Tony actually bought the cups. He bought the cups off the owners and he said, "I'll pay," and he paid them. The owners split up the money. He got the Melbourne Cup and the Caulfield Cup sitting in his apartment back in Melbourne. And he also has a bigger percentage. I think he has like 40-odd%. Who was the favourite for the Melbourne Cup? The top weight, and I forgot its name. Started with an A. And he had like 40%, and it unfortunately had too much weight. And but it's a very talented horse as well. But he said he'll never bring it back to Australia. It was just too much. It's a very big expense, and the horse. It's very difficult for a horse to travel all the way from Europe to Australia,
right?
And then acclimatise.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can imagine it's a long swim.
A riffer. Come on, Billy. If someone can help me out here on the chat. Come on, look at who's number 1 in the Melbourne Cup.
Oh, it's an Italian horse, right? A Arrivederci.
No. Arrivederci is me leaving in a minute. Arrivederci, yeah. Get up there. Al Riffer, I think it is.
All right.
Anyway, Tony thought it was win, and he's gone and bought 200 T-shirts. He's got a winner of the cup. He just gave King Queen. He thought he was going to win for sure. So it was number 1 at the Melbourne Cup. Half Your Luck won the race, which he had 10% of anyway. Okay, we go back. They're going to throw me out in a minute. We're going to get.
So Adrian's played with Tony G at the Aussie Millions main event. I remember when I played with you at the Aussie Millions main event. And I opened a hand and you pulled on the button, and I was sort of looking up at you, not trying to stare you down or anything, but you looked at me and I looked at you, and then out of nowhere, you pulled out this spray bottle and started spraying your forehead with water and dumped an ice cube on your head. And I just started laughing. Like, I'd like to believe that I'm reasonably composed in most hands. I was like, what is he doing?
Well, what happens is I get very hot, and when I get in a warm room, I get hot, and I just have the spray bottle to just cool me down.
Yeah.
Like, I like it.
And you had an electric fan as well. I was like, this guy's prepared. Like,
Ace 10 here for Anthony Hsu. What are we going to see off 12? Mine's a raise to 2 million, it seems.
yeah, you know, a lot of these hands that some people might consider jams at these stack sizes, normally you'll find just become normal raises when we introduce the ICM and other similar stacks at the final table. And now that we've been at this final table for so long, I know some people are commenting on the structure of this, but it is going to lend itself to everyone having a very short stack as well, the longer this goes on with so few eliminations.
Yep, absolutely. Getting a look over. It looks like the 5s have been folded. Naj with the 9-7 of diamonds. Can't see him being involved. Yep, he's going to fold around.
Okay, I'll tell you what, before I leave, I'll actually do a quick calculation. I'll tell you which blind level we'll finish at.
Wow, okay, yeah, let's do
see how
it.
close
Yeah.
I get it, right? As I said, I always
You
said,
heard it
if you
here
know how
first.
many entrants in,
Uh-huh.
this is the Jackstar.
Yeah.
Yep.
We started off with 80,000 chips.
Correct.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let me grab my phone so I'll do my little quick calculation, and I'll work out, I'll just tell you which blind level I think we'll finish at. There
Yep.
you go.
If you say anything less than 500, 1 million, I'm going to laugh quite hard.
1 million, 2 million.
Yeah. There's 123 million in play roughly.
We've got the prediction. It's going into the
So
supercomputer.
123 million in play?
Roughly, yeah, I believe so. Is that right? 128.
Supercomputer.
128. I don't know. As with that, guys, we're actually going on a 5-minute break, so they beat you to it. So we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. These guys are going to go to the bathroom. Not sure if Grocky will be here when we get back.
We will have the prediction.
We will have the prediction. We'll let you know what he comes out with. Thanks, guys. We'll see you very soon.
1.53 million.
All right, 1.53. All right, thank you very much.
1.53. Let's see what 1.53. I don't think it'll finish by then.
All right. Thank you, guys.
I don't know how many were here.
All right, we'll see you soon.
40% to make you guys 18K.
All right, we're just coming back from break. Jordan is just collecting another star for us. We're going to be joined by Amin Riazati, who won the APL Million 2 years ago. So if you guys have any questions for him, feel free to pop them in the comments. I'm going to be here solo for a couple of minutes before they join me. Not too long, even. I'm Didier Guerin. Jordan Bromley is about to return with the man, the myth, the legend, Amin Riazati. Oh, I saw at the bar and I was like, you know what? I feel like people want to ask this guy some questions.
Okay, so I'm going to watch out for you. You're just going to get a double up as well. No, I deserve one. I'll also help you out. Yeah, that's true. You did? You remember that? After this, you can afford real fancy. Really what? Oh, yeah. Real. Not cheap barley ones, no. But Jeffy's got to connect for the takeoff. Really? Yeah. Let's do that then. I know the difference anyway. It does no difference. Beautiful. If you win this, you can definitely stand. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I want the. Yeah, obviously it's going to be real. Good day.
Yeah, you're right.
Put the car.
Put the car next time.
If it's against me, don't put the car. I want a fair battle. I'm not going against you. If it's me, you're all in. I want a fair battle. I don't want you to use any voodoo magic, luck box bullshit. Yeah? Okay. That's
Picking
fair.
up the action straight away. Ace Queen off suit. Going to pile it in for 12 million. Haman with the pocket jacks. Surely we see a call here, right, Didier and Amin Riazati. Welcome to the booth.
I mean, it's been a tight final table, but you wouldn't expect to see this one going into the bin. This thing,
11-9. 11-9.
some pocket pairs in the big blind defending, well, rather not defending, I should say. Sevens had a three-way situation where they didn't defend the big blind and it came 8-7 X2 tone.
Ooh.
So he was not feeling, I would imagine, too good after that.
Yeah.
But no, it's been interesting. A lot of different plays, and I suppose it's been driven by the fact that we've had this 8-handed configuration going on for so long.
Yeah.
All the short stacks doubling up, basically.
Wow.
Tom Amir was probably the only person to go all in and not double up as one of the shorties, and we lost him at ninth.
Was it mostly variance, or was it because like short stack were
It was
like
a lot of the relative chip leader just jamming on the short stack.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of flips as well, but just the short stack always taking it.
Oh wow, okay, that's very interesting. By the way, hello everyone. Excited to be here with my good friend Didier, and hope we can have a good final table to watch. And happy to be here with you.
So just on our end, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty where our picture has gone out. I'm not sure if that's the same for you, but Jordan has ducked out to deal with that. Sorry if that's popped out for you guys as well. If it has, again, just feel free to ask us questions in the meantime. We'll do our best to keep things moving along as we can. I think we're getting it back now. We are. So we're coming back to this hand. It was still the same one, thankfully, for us. We haven't missed anything. Rod has jammed.
Take your shoes randomly.
Rod has jammed from +2 with the ace queen off. And is it Jaman?
I believe it's Homan.
Herman, Mr. Marchese,
Yeah.
is considering the call with jacks now. I don't think any of us are expecting to see a fault.
Clock. The entire, we go to the entire
No,
chat.
it's-
It's just clock.
Yeah, it's like 8.8 gigs. I honestly wasn't expecting for the final people to be this shallow. Has it been going on for a while? Like,
It has. Like, I've probably been here for, what, 2 levels, Jordan? And look, it is a fast-paced tournament in general, and it's going to be shorter than most in general, but it's
Yeah.
also exacerbated by the fact how long it is.
Nobody's just busting. The short stack's doubled about 5 or 6 times. It's been insane.
yes, Didier was just telling me about that, and that's very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's
just like,
crazy.
you wouldn't see that happening a lot. Like, at least a couple of people should have been out by now, but that just makes the more that just makes the game more interesting as well. So we'll see how it goes. Oh,
Still thinking this one through. Somebody said that he looks like Jack Gunston. I don't know if you guys are
Wow.
AFL fans, and he's letting it go with Jax. I mean, what can we say about that? I don't know. Nothing good.
Three of you as well.
like the only way that you can
I don't know.
classify it is
How do I know?
because Ethan has like 6.6 blinds,
What did
and
you
he
fall?
is the shortens. And
It's like he's explaining himself to the table. I'd be curious to hear that, but yeah, like,
I don't know. I'm saying purely ICM fold. Like, just, I think the
you're
jump
folding
is
to me,
10K now. How
man.
much is
Buddy,
it?
please.
It's
Well, along the bottom of the screen, it's
sorry.
18K.
18K. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's the only way that I'm assuming that he has the justification for it. But other than that, I think this is very, very tight fold. But at the end of the day, it's the decision that he made. Maybe he just
it has to
ended
be
up-
something to do with how many of the stacks that he
Yeah.
is covering, even though he's only got 12 bigs. Like, he's covering Dylan, he's covering Anthony, he's covering Anthony, Adam, Ethan, Timon, Jean. He's actually the second with 12 bigs. Isn't that crazy? Actually, it took me a second to realize that. He's in second. So that's why.
wasn't it German with
It was
Oh,
her, it was
yeah,
her man
it
that
was-
was.
Sorry,
in
I
the
did think it was
Yeah.
Rod. Forgive me, guys. No,
sorry,
you're right.
it's
Yeah.
How do you
Yes.
pronounce his name?
I believe it's Herman.
Herman. Sorry, my apologies.
Forgive me, got Rod and Herman. He's there.
No, he's 8.8 bigs with 11 mil. I think he's second last.
Yeah, so in that case, it flips what I was actually trying to explain.
Yeah.
You should be running it more. And, you know, while 18K is a lot of money, and I'm sure if this is potentially Herman's biggest final table, I haven't looked at his results, but it's a good chance, likely is. I'm sure that means a lot of money to him, but maybe he's not aware of how top heavy this is. You know, it's, what's it up top again, Jordan? It's 360? 370, yeah.
See
Yeah.
that? You think I'm pretty tight? Yeah.
So we're looking at important money versus potentially life-changing money, and I think you want to be going for the win in such a structure. You know, you look at some of the events online. I don't know, maybe some of the people watching in the audience today might watch on Gigi every week. They have the Gigi Millions. Yep. Our boy Michael Adamo shipped
Oh,
it
yeah.
this week.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if we ever
10K.
forget about him,
We
he
were
just
chatting
likes
about that
to
one yesterday.
He
Yeah.
likes to remind us, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think the same note, like relating to what you guys were saying about Domo yesterday as well. I think it's very easy for someone in a high caliber, with a high caliber skill, he can manipulate, like if they're a chip leader, like Nash can easily manipulate this table in a way that everyone just gets shorter.
Yeah, this is a reference for the 5K that got played at Crown recently, where Adamo had about 150 big blinds and everybody else had 10, and he kept opening and folding whenever a 60 blind stack would jam, solely to level out the stacks. And Martinelli said he was sitting in second, and he just hated his life.
And the only way to kind of counter that is for the short stack to get advantage of it by just like jamming over and over whenever the chip leader is opening. So that would make the chip leader to fold to them, and they're just like getting to the mid stack, like stack sizing. But if you're folding like jacks here, I don't think that's going to be helpful in that regard. But we'll see how it turns out later on.
We got a message from Noel in the Facebook chat saying that there's a message in, there's a table in the main event right now that has Thatcher, Angel, Joe Antar, Huss, and Malcolm, and I can actually confirm also Jackie Glazier at the same
Scam
time.
getting a ticket to that table. You're like, go into the APL Million, have some fun, meet some new people, and you're like, oh, some of all of the best players in the country.
Yeah.
Great. I should also remind everyone here, it's very important, it's said that Noel Jabba is the super high roller champion.
He is.
of Poker Palace. It's important that none of us forget that.
And
okay?
he's our
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He was
a
our
current
teammate.
state of origin
State of
reigning
origin
champion
reigning
himself.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
And also, he has been helping me out a lot in the chat. I will say he's been giving me all of the inside scoop from everything that's been happening behind the scenes. So thank you so much, Noel, for being in the chat and helping us out with it. I mean, I have two questions for you. Firstly, obviously, you won this main event 2 years ago. What's it like, firstly, walking in, seeing your banner still up there, and seeing the amount of entries that you're going to have to get through this year to get back through? And the second question I have for you is, are those your Run Good jeans? I swear I see you wearing those jeans all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeans. Yeah. I wouldn't say Run Good. I would say like my most comfortable jeans.
Right.
Kind of
Okay.
Like.
I swear you had them in Jeju. You have them everywhere I see you.
I know.
You have them all the time.
Because they're very comfortable.
Yeah.
But recently I've got the other like just like more like sweatpants.
Okay,
that
sure.
goes with it as well.
Yep.
But it's more like the same style. But yeah. Regarding the banner and the number of entries, yeah, so it's like getting through like 3,500 entries, just like you need a very special Run Good to be able to pull that off. But yeah, it feels amazing that I was fortunate enough to be one of those main event champion throughout the 8 years, I'm assuming, that has been running. And yeah, it's just like I think I've been blessed that year, and I more appreciate it.
Yeah. Didier, what was the deepest run you've had in the main event here?
Well, actually, it led to a very fortunate circumstance for me last year. I finished in the high 20s, maybe 28 or something like that. And because I had a similar stack with Cooper and Igor last year, I had to swap with both of them.
Wow.
And
you
then
run
being
so good in swaps.
I know, right? I actually remember we were actually standing at the bar that he told me that you've got swapped with both of them, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, so I think I made 7th place in the country when I was doing it with you with Malcolm.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
One of my favorite stories in poker.
Yeah.
So I got pretty brutalized.
So you did a dipping cost.
And then I feel like I got my karma back. Too.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, have you ever bought action in somebody that didn't cash? Because it seems
never.
like, it seems like
I would
you
never
just-
buy in them again, obviously.
You're like the
George.
golden
Why would I
juice
do
as
that?
far as buying action. Can you buy action in me in my next tournament? That'd be great.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, you've got 100% ROI, so
In the last tournament you played? Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, I would buy your action.
I can't make that joke anymore. King Queen goes in from Adams to Senza. 12 big blinds. Anthony is
Throw one back.
playing with fewer chips than that.
Just pick which ones you like and keep those. Oh, pineapple.
from these two hands, let's see if the big line wakes up with anything.
And I will let you guys know that at the conclusion of this level, these guys are going to be heading on a dinner break. Unsure if it's going to be half an hour, 40 minutes. I know that the players at the table asked for an hour so that they had time on this very busy Thursday night with the public holiday tomorrow to try and get their food ordered and get it and everything. But I don't think we're going to have an hour. I think it's looking like a 40-minute break.
Yeah.
I've been Uber Eating like 20 minutes left on the break,
good shout.
and there's actually quite a lot of restaurants around here that you can time pretty well. So I find when you have sort of the shorter breaks, which admittedly happens here at APL, you get more of like the 15-minute breaks, or you get the like 30-minute dinner breaks.
Yeah.
So 15's fine normally, but 30 can be a short dinner break.
Yeah.
So I just find it's important to order ahead because even the queues can be a bit long here. So just a tip for everyone out there playing the main this week.
Yeah. What about you? I mean, what's your go-to meal when you're playing? How have you been dealing with the series?
Actually, it's funny because we've been having this Persian dish with the boys,
Right.
and it's called
Oh, is this the Persian restaurant in Surface Paradise?
yes.
I love that place. I've been there
It's
every
called,
year.
It's called Baba Jun.
It's not that place. It's a different place.
And it's a Persian dish. It's called kubita, and all of the boys love it. And they're just like, even without me, they just go themselves and just enjoy it. If I have time to have a proper meal, then that's my go-to meal. Other than that, like probably GYG at like 11 p.m. GYG.
All right, I've got a controversial question for you, and I know a lot of guys have really, really aggressive opinions on it. Are we going GYG or are we going sombreros? Okay, so I have split opinions on this. If I'm getting a burrito, on a GYG. If I'm getting a burrito bowl, I'm going as a bird.
I agree.
Every day of the week.
I think I agree with
Every
that.
day of the
Yeah.
week.
When you're just having it more like without bread.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Interesting.
they stock it, stack it up as
Yeah.
sombreros for the burrito bowls. I just know what your thoughts are on Mexican foods in the chat. Ace King puts him on. He's put in most of it. Nobody's waking up with anything, and this is what's been happening. People have been getting jams through. Nobody's woken up with a hand, and then as soon as somebody is bigger short, it's like nobody.
Yeah.
That's very good for Nash.
Yeah.
That's actually very, very good for Nash because like wear them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like sit them down.
What was that hand we saw when I sat down that we should tell Min about? I think it was Ethan opened off around 15. I'll be getting this slightly wrong, obviously. And was it, seat 9 flatted 9s. The open was with 8s off a similar stack. And then Naj just ripped 8-7 suited. The chip leader both folded.
They both fold. That's
yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
Or maybe it was Dylan too, who flatted, sorry, I should say the 9s. Yeah. So he's just really aware of the ICM pressure that he can put on and the mentality as well.
That's why you want to be more aggressive, even if you're like not the shortest on the table.
Yeah.
Because you know, like you can build like it will come to the point that these guys will have like averaging 3 to 4 big blinds, and then like they're forced to go all in, and then it will be all up to chance as to what happens then. I think they're still like in that zone. They're very shallow, but they're still in that zone that they can still make plays and they can still make good calls and good folds. So I don't want that side of it to be gone like within a couple of levels.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting what you consider to be like a raised fold stack.
Yeah.
Looking at this, right? You know, if you've got
Exactly.
13 bigs, I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, like, so everyone looking at home, looking at these all being jam stacks, you're going to see players trying their best almost not to.
Yeah. So
I don't think
is he
Herman
the
will have
shortest
a
now?
call here. I mean, we saw him fold jacks. I can't imagine this is even a decision for him, really.
So that's the thing.
It would normally be. I'm just making
it
an
should
assumption
be,
based
but-
off, yeah.
Wow.
Like he like especially versus Nash right now
Yep.
because he knows Nash is putting any through
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
So having King 9R, it's just
The kicker has enough equity,
Who's second?
It's changing constantly. I
Yeah.
think it's Timon right now.
Dylan, Adam, and Timon all have 13 big blinds.
And that's because he just won the Ace King suited hand where he jammed.
Yeah.
So, like, it shows you how fast it is.
No, it's getting more and more up to 42 million now. Blind's ticking up to 612 means that he no longer has that 48 big blind, but I'm sure he's going to try and get back up to that point.
Naj is probably disappointed most of the time he only has 35 bigs.
That's true. Nash loves to play deep. And he's a very, very good player as well. What is your guys' guess on how many entries main event will get
We
this
had this
year?
question a couple of times. We had it earlier. I think it's going to eclipse 3,000 comfortably, but I don't think it's going to break last year's record.
You don't think so?
3,500 or 3,500?
Yeah, I don't think it'll crack that, but I really like your line actually. Yeah.
2024 was 3160.
I think last year it was 33.17.
33. Yeah.
I think the line is about 31.80. 31.80 is what I'm going to say is the line.
Why is
Yeah.
it that you don't think this year is going to have more entries than last
With
year?
500 entries today, it only just eclipsed 2,000.
Oh, and there are like 2 more flights now?
Two flights tomorrow.
It was a bit more of the sort of the old school like pros who decided to come last year, you know, like Jono and Chu and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That crew, like they're all having like a big golf trip, and
Yeah.
obviously that's not like going to shift the entire pool. I'm just saying I feel like I haven't noticed some of those kinds of people coming back this year, but obviously the majority of people playing poker in Australia are here right now. You know, I think it's an interesting question. Maybe people in the chat have an opinion. Like, how well do you think this specific tournament would do with the day 1B? I feel like that's been a lot of the sort of talking point this year about the Jackstar. Like, how big could
to have
this be?
multiple
Yeah,
flights.
yeah.
I think it will be a good thing because like I was on the day one when we were looking at the numbers, we were just like absolutely like flabbergasted about it as to how many numbers, like how many entries there are just going up and up and up. And I think if people that like if the people did have that sense of security that they could just re-enter easily, and just Boston re-entered. It could have,
2,000.
yeah, it could have easily like over 2,000 entries, and you can fix that. I know we have limitation in terms of like venue and dealers and tables, but you can fix that by simply adding another fly.
Yeah.
I'm sure the APL management team must have been working on this, and they must have considered it. I'm not sure, like the pros and cons of it, but I think it would be a good idea as well.
Yeah.
I know it's something that I'm going to be chatting to Joel a little bit later on this series. Usually we chat during the main event, kind of day 2, day 3 type moments, and that's probably going to be the biggest question that I'm going to be asking him. I'm a bit curious as well. Southport Sharks has got videos all over the venue talking about upcoming developments that are going to be happening to the vicinity as well. Unsure what impact that's going to have on the series, because it looks like the entire car park is getting ripped out and they're putting high rises. So I don't know what that is going to mean. You can see it if you're in the club. You can actually see the screens of the mock-ups. As you walk into the venue, as you walk kind of down those steps, just before you do that walking in, you can see there's a picture on like a canvas on a kind of like an art stand.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I've seen
And you can see
that.
the
Yeah.
mock-up. You can see the 3D graphic as to what's going to be going on there.
That sounds tricky for parking. If they're gonna
Very
be-
much so.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to be adding an additional oval as well, and they're going to be parking the whole way around it.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well, at least they're compensating.
Well,
Okay.
that's the thing. It's going to be curious as to what the plan's going to be if that's going on, right?
Yeah, of course.
There's not going to be a quick. It's not going to be a quick build.
No,
it's going to
no,
take quite
yeah.
a lot of time.
Yeah, so that could make it quite murky for next year, but hopefully they find a way to proceed.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Lachlan Swan here. He said hello to both of you guys in the
Oh, hey,
chat.
Lachlan. He's a legend. Really nice guy.
And let us know your thoughts, guys. What you think the go should be for Jackstar. A lot of people are thinking about adding multiple flights. Obviously, easier said than done as far as the venue that we have, trying to make everything work out. Because if we do multiple flights, all of a sudden, does that mean that we just get rid of the events entirely? Do we have 2 sole dedicated days for the Jackstar? Then what are the guys going to be doing for the $400 to $8 buy-in rank? Or is it something that just no longer have any events to play? So that is also a consideration. Obviously, it's all very good and well for us guys that want to play 1500s every day, but not everybody's going to be like that. So it's definitely worthwhile thinking about. As for this tournament, I'm so surprised we're still sitting at 8. Can you believe that we're still sitting 8-handed?
I can't, no. Crocky made a prediction, by the way, just before he left on the tournament structure guy. He
Yes.
actually wrote the State of Origin structure. I was telling everyone. He predicted,
did?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very
Yeah. He predicted we're going to finish at exactly the 3 million line. That's his prediction.
So at that point, there's going to be 42 big blinds in play, roughly.
Oh, okay.
Now,
That's very interesting.
Rod's probably going to find a way to play
Hello.
this.
He just jammed.
He's just jammed.
I think I like this, honestly. I know that you, like a lot of us might say that, yeah, you're top of the range, you just want to have some open folds as well. But if Rod has been doing if what he's been doing so far was just like open jamming, the hands that he's been playing, I'm not sure, I haven't been watching his whole game by now, then that's a good thing to do the same as well. You don't want to be unbalanced in these spots. But if he's been having like open folding, like in regards to his range, then he's just opening up of 12 would have been his best play.
As we've just made an adjustment to the audio levels, guys, let us know what you think of that. If that sounds a little bit better, if that sounds a little bit better, we've just dropped the table audio right down. So hopefully you can hear us a little bit clearer, and then we can make a couple of changes as we go if it is a little bit too kind of, I don't know, the levels aren't balanced properly between the 3 of us. But we've got 3 mics in here. If you guys have any questions for all of us now, send them through. We'll do our best to answer them. Now, boys, you've obviously got the 5K on the horizon, but main event's going to be first cab off the rank. Have we bagged up? I feel like we had a question before from Didier out of the microphone realm, and I don't know if we want to
Hopefully
talk
we
about it.
won't get to play the 5K.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what-
just really looking forward to not playing it. That means if I get to play the 5K, that means I'm out of the
Yeah.
right?
But you've got a lot in the main event this year, right?
Thankfully, yeah. On my 6th bullet, I managed to bag last night. Yes,
Wow. 6 bullet, and how much you bag?
330.
330.
Wow.
Wow.
Good stuff.
And yeah, you were telling me that's the same amount of bullets you went through the EU1, right?
Exactly, the
So
first year.
if you still haven't bagged it in the main event, don't stop fighting. You know, I mean, it took 6 times, but it was
All
well
right.
worth it.
6 is the cap, by the way, guys. Don't go crazy, Yeah, but last year, which was 2025, that Igor won it, I bagged off of 2 bullets. and it
okay.
didn't work out. So I guess 6th is the answer.
Oh, we got a star in the chat coming in. Good luck to my PUBG teammates, Naj and Tony, from the one and only Cale Burns.
Oh, hi, Cal.
I do believe that's him as well when he says that specific reference to PUBG,
Yep.
the game.
And you can see that Anthony has piled it in, that PUBG man sitting on his phone on the rail. So it's going to be interesting to see how that luck from Kale is going to be able to spin it. I'm surprised we're not seeing Kale here. Have we seen him in the mix just yet? Is he going to be here for the 5K?
I think he's focusing on his new youngborn baby.
Oh,
so,
congratulations. I had no idea.
Yeah, all the best to him. It might be a couple of months. It might be closer to turning 1 now, but I know that's been his focus. And he's been playing a little bit less poker, but doesn't stop him from shining when he comes out. I'll tell you that much.
Was he here last year?
He was.
Yeah,
was, right?
we were drafted in the same team by Liam Jahu, like Hollywood Regs, and neither of us were.
Oh, and he was
Neither of us were going to come, and Liam kind of messaged us, just being like, "Please, no, let's do it." And we were like, "All right, let's spin up there," and we played. Yeah.
Oh, I remember actually. He was,
Yeah.
because no one thought that Kale was coming.
Yeah.
and he was drafted for $1.
Oh, that's what I did at APO
Yeah.
with Kale. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys think of this fantasy? I mean, obviously it adds an extra layer to the series. I mean, the fantasy is obviously a lot of fun. Also, player of the series, I was chatting with Luke earlier about how it adds a bit of a kind of extra piece of excitement to the series. What are you guys' thoughts on player of the series and poker series in general?
Oh, I think it's great. Sometimes, players always want to have an opinion on the exact point structure and this and that. But at the end of the day, it's all about increasing the desire to keep playing poker. I saw Liam Jahu, he's got side bets on his fantasy team, was playing a self-dealt the other day.
Yeah, he won the self-dealt.
Yeah, he won it. So I'm sure that means more to him in the side bets than potentially the tournament. But anyway, back to the table.
Naj has decided to just put his foot down. Jack 9 suited
Under
has
the
just
gun.
ripped it gun.
This is great to see. I don't think a lot of people who haven't maybe studied tournaments or thought about tournaments would ever consider doing something like this. But when you really look at all the stacks around, it makes a lot more sense. They're going to find it very hard to call off with anything that's not a super premium. So this is where we might really see Naj just putting the pedal to the metal now.
I feel like Naj doesn't really want to like bust anyone by his openings. What I would want him to do would be like opening like 3x or 4x, just to the amount that the person, like the shortest, wouldn't get all in, and then folding to them, just constantly doing that and that and that.
I think if he had like 90 bigs,
Yeah.
I could appreciate that. But the issue is that when he's got 40 and the blinds are increasing somewhat rapidly, because that's very similar to what Adamo was doing in that 5K.
I think it's like 43 is what is next in line closest to
Because
him.
if he does that like 3 times and folds 3 times, he's going to lose 12 big blinds. All of a sudden, he's going to be within striking distance of these guys.
That would be in regards to the that in that regards you're pretty right. But like for someone like Ethan who's got like 3.6 bigs, like you still can chip them up without like getting them out. But yeah, you're right. Maybe if he had more, that would work out.
What do you think, Diddy? Do you think that kind of approach could be a go here for Naj? Or do you
I think it's going to be, whether or not we agree with it, I think it is going to be his approach. And I think he's not so worried about the fact that if he does run into it, he knows that it's on average going to net him about 3 million chips every single hand. So even if he manages to double one of them up, he's not going to care too much because the strategy itself is just going to be printing so many chips.
Yeah.
And we find the 2.5x open from the ace jack suited from Timon, takes it down. Naj not going to get in there with the queen 6 offsuit. Getting a look. Naj is now in the big blind, so these guys have an opportunity to find some jams. Homam with 6.3 under the gun. We saw him take a rip earlier. Actually, no, sorry, that was Ethan found a rip off of 5.4 bigs. So I'd be curious to see if these guys are going to request the triangle now.
Mm-hmm. Alex Brigden telling that his COD Mobile teammate Ethan is on the final table. Yeah, we're really learning about everyone's side of video game now. So we've got Naj and Tony on PUBG. Ethan's on COD Mobile.
You find you guys playing video games at all?
Yeah, I play Counter-Strike with like Cooper and Malcolm and stuff.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
CSGO?
Malcolm's really
CS2
good at Counter-Strike.
these days,
Yeah,
right?
CS2. Yeah.
Oh, it's CS2 these
Yeah,
days.
he plays CSGO. Yeah.
I used to
I
play a
used
lot of
to.
CSGO. I think I peaked at DMG, I think I want to say. So
Okay.
I used to be pretty decent
Wow,
way
yeah.
back in the day. It was a
Yeah.
long time ago, though.
At no point have I been decent. I'm usually keeping the team down.
What about you? I'm in. Playing any video games?
I used to be like kind of like nerding about games and stuff like that back in the my teenage years. But every now and then I still play some like League of Legends.
Yep.
Nice.
And yeah.
Well, obviously your team name is Jinx. I don't know if that has any.
yeah, it has like it has double
Ooh.
meaning
Couple of hands here. Sorry to cut you off. Ace Queen offsuit for
Tony to
Anthony.
just jam. I expect Tony to just jam this one, and Dylan will probably fold.
Looks like he's almost jammed. He's done the virtual all-in.
Yeah, that's probably smart from the hijack.
As we say, Luke Martinelli was saying this is in vogue at the moment. The guy's leaving a couple of big blinds behind.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's especially important with these stack sizes, when you give yourself the ability to fold if there's an egregious amount of action behind you, because you just have the ability to get several ladders at that point. It might not even just be one ladder.
Looks like nobody's waking up with anything else. The ace-jack goes down. Herman is also going to take it. Tony takes that one away, takes himself back up to 4th in chips.
This reminds me of all-in or fold on GG.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, in regards to the Jinx name, it has like double meaning, which is like one is there is a character in the League of Legends is called Jinx.
Yep.
Which I really appreciate her, but also like Jinx in the name of like unlucky run.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Were you a fan of the Arcane TV show?
I was. I loved it.
Yep.
It was really good.
It's a League of Legends-based TV show on Netflix, which you should watch even if you don't know anything about League of Legends. The story's amazing. It's 2 seasons. Fantastic.
They did the same thing for Dota, which I know is like the sort of side equivalent of League of Legends. So yeah, no, it must be pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people don't know that League was originally actually a Dota mod.
Oh, really? Wow,
That's how it started, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I didn't know.
I still play Dota, but I'm not really into League of Legends. But, apparently they're quite similar. So.
You watch the International every year when it was running? You're a fan
No,
of the
not that
competitive side
into
of
it. Just
things?
play with my friends like a couple times a week. But yeah, I wouldn't call myself great at it. Just fun.
Gita Chung played a lot of Dota as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got evicted from the 5K here one year. You were talking earlier. I forgot about it. You were saying you got evicted from a venue once, and what have we got going on
I
here?
almost did. As we
almost
see,
did.
Naj puts in natural 9, covering these guys in the blinds. Tim on with the ace 4.
We're really into
offsuit.
any 2 cards now.
And getting a look at Human's stack as well as Ethan's. Timon can't really run this ICM-wise, but
I think it's going to get through.
it'd be pretty sick if it does get through. Does it?
He's going to. I think he might. He'd want to show the natural 9 a lot of the
He'd
time,
love to.
but he'll be disciplined there.
No, I almost got kicked out of a tournament venue at the APT in Taipei for cheering too loudly. We almost got a score, or not kicked out of the venue per se, but almost escorted away from the feature table because Constantine, Kobe, you might have met him.
Yeah.
He was on a final table of the APT 5K, and I started a chant to call for the ace of diamonds and an all-in, and it was in the window. And we cheered so loudly, we almost blew the microphones for the live stream table.
Oh, wow.
It was fantastic. But yes, I know that Yida almost got kicked out of a venue. Do we want to tell this story here?
Oh, I think it was a 5K at APL when Attila Bognar won. Everyone was just going crazy, and I just thought it was funny because Yida is sort of like a pretty quiet guy for the most time, really nice, really polite. So to see him just there screaming with the beers was just I guess it shows you the support people have for their friends here.
When was this?
That was the 5K maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
It was 4 years ago because I wasn't
yeah.
here. I wasn't
Yeah,
here.
Okay, yeah.
No, I wasn't here either.
Just of all the people to get removed.
Never
Well,
seen
look.
him in that state.
Yeah.
Like, he's very quiet.
Yeah.
Look, Yeater is a very kind of timid, quiet guy until he has 3 beers, and it's kind of like how people have like alter egos
Yeah.
or they get the demon out of them. It's actually we have it
The
all
Hulk.
in here. Sorry,
Oh, yep.
yeah, you don't like him when he's angry or intoxicated. Queen 5 offsuit against the King Jack suited.
So I think Timon jammed into Ethan. Is that right?
No, I think Nash jammed the King Jackson.
Well, we're about to find out. Queen 5 is all in and at risk.
I'm not sure who's called. I think the short stack called on the big one. But maybe we should have paid more attention. But we'll figure out.
Troy says when you do get kicked out, might have been the funniest thing I've ever seen. To the flop. 10 window, King Jack
Wow,
behind
he's got
open
the
ender.
open ender, yeah.
See, the short stack.
It's never
always
easy,
with
even with
life.
top 2.
There is always
It's never easy.
8 outs twice for the Queen 5. Turn card. Oh, that adds queens as well.
Okay, yeah.
10 outs. Can it be found? River card is the 7 of clubs, and we will lose a player. Feels like it's been years. Ethan Hanyas out in 8th position, taking home $50,450.
Okay, yeah.
All right, GG to him.
GG's in the chat.
very well done. Honestly, it's such a hard thing to do to get through like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I will say that we're about 3 minutes away from our next break, so I'm unsure if we're going to have any carnage. This is going to be the long 45-minute break, guys. These guys are getting some dinner. We're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I'll be leaving you guys after. Thank
Likewise,
you for having
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and see if I can get a seat on
Another
this,
APL
on
title.
this mini high roller. It's very very crowded out there. I'm still on the list, but yeah, I'll try to play that and maxing.
Good luck.
So-
Well, hopefully you can get another trophy in this venue. It's not going to be as big as the last one you won here, but we'll see what happens.
Anything would do at this point for this series. But yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Naj with an actual hand. Do we see him just jamming, or do you think we're going to get that induce going?
I think
Interesting
you'll
question.
No, he does just jam.
Yeah, I think
all
he's.
in, all
I
in,
think
all
he's
in.
going to keep his strategy consistent in these spots too.
Oh, the jacks get folded, but the ace-2 suited gets
Wow! I am really surprised to see that after the jacks fold.
I think he's doing that because of
Yep, ace-deuce, ace-queen.
but
Oman needing to find some love here.
The ace deuce is strong.
all right, so like a sweaty flop.
You want the
You,
3-4?
you, you at the
One
3-4.
3-4-1 heart.
Yeah, 3-4-1 hearts.
Can he call it? 8 window. Nice try. Needs backdoor wheel or a deuce.
Non-club 3.
How about the king of hearts? A deuce
They're really
only
leaving
on
it to the quack quack now.
Will they find the deuce on the end? They will not, as we say GG's. Oman out of there. Fist bumps and GG's all around. Mr. Marchese finishing in seventh position for $68,985. And these guys have earned themselves a jump up to 88K.
It's really compounding now.
Definitely getting quite large. And Naj up to half the chips in play, 63 million now. Pretty absurd.
Yep. Well, it is his to lose now.
Yep. Getting a look at the stacks. Nobody's sub 10 big blinds. Everybody's just north of that amount, but everybody has exactly the same amount. So this is where that Adamo moment could start happening.
Yeah.
Does Naj just jam any too? At
I
what
mean,
point
I
would
think
he-
it's a little bit position relevant. Like you saw the 6-3-0.
like Queen Deuce. Would he take this, you think?
I don't think
He
so.
doesn't.
No, yeah. I think he's going to be increasingly loose, obviously, the later he gets. But I think it comes down to just having some of those hands that have equity when they are called that he'll be jamming. You saw the Jack 9 suited under the gun, whereas the Ace Queen O is just about maintaining that strategy to make sure he still has some of the best hands in his range when he does get called. And that worked out very well with the Ace 2 suited.
That's true.
And I think this is going to be our last hand before heading to dinner. So see if we can get this player count reduced by one more. Or we are going to be heading to dinner with 6 players remaining. Blind still at 600k 1.2. We're going to be returning to 714 or 700 1.4.
So
Sub
second
100.
will have 10 big blinds if they were to remain as they are. Anthony would be second in chips with 10 big blinds.
Yeah.
So it could be very bloody as we get back from a dinner break.
Could be a pretty disgusting
It could
level
go
of play.
fast. Like,
Just before we finish, what are your top, what are your 3 picks that you would guess would win this year's main?
oh, this is main. Without knowing the chip stacks, I guess, would be tricky for me. Maybe Jordan
Yeah.
has an edge on me there.
I don't know. I'm going to say Tom Maguire, Chester Swords, and JP.
JP, okay. That's interesting.
Oh, and Aiden Hildebrand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, dudes?
11 million goes in from Dylan. Timon in the cutoff.
I'm gonna just complete vibe, like nothing behind it.
Yeah,
just
those are vibe
the,
picks.
the names coming into my head would be Adam Carmen, Mr. Richmond, or
Yeah, these are good
Angel
picks.
Game.
And has a good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he does have the table of death out there right now.
Oh yeah, maybe I should remove him based on his table drawer. No one on that table.
Instead of 3, I'm gonna give you 1.
Oh, cheating his own game, Jordan.
Yeah, but it's just because you know how I actually predicted last year's main event winner.
No.
I actually dreamt about it. You don't know
I
the
remember.
story?
No, sorry. I do remember you dreamt that Igor was going to win.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he did like 2 weeks after. I had a dream last week.
I can't play the tournament, man. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't you, Jordan. I'm sorry. It was Jackson Young.
Jackson Young. Interesting. Okay.
So we will see if actually.
Because we are going to see the fold here from Timon. So we're going to see
shot
if
by Dylan.
Amin's dream comes true.
Yeah.
As for right now, boys, thank you so much for joining me, Didier Claren and
Cheers.
Amin Riazai.
Thanks, guys.
These guys are going to head to dinner. We're going to do the same. We'll see you guys in roughly 45
you,
minutes
guys.
time.
Sounds good.